Damn it, how I get up to do your part, but then forgot to do my part.
See, it's not so easy, is it? How
fucking stupid is that?
It's not so easy, is it?
But my error was 2 minutes long.
You know what? Just sit here and be the pretty face
My bad.
of the podcast. Actually, no, I'm the pretty face. You're the more conventionally attractive body.
More conventionally attractive body.
Between the two of us, we're either the sexiest man alive or the ugliest man alive.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any of those qualities.
Because if it was my face on your body, it'd be the sexiest man alive.
No way.
And if it would be your face on my body, it would be fucking Sasquatch.
I think you might be confused.
Quasimodo even, because Sasquatch is tall. You just be Quasimodo.
My face is gorgeous. Women love me.
Do they?
They do.
Do they?
They do. I'm a hit in these streets, Brent. A hit. You see what I'm saying? They walk up on me and they ask, can they hit it?
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.
That's what they ask. You understand that? You understand me? And do me a favor, keep that drink in the cup.
Are you drunk? I'm gonna put it over here.
I haven't even had a drink.
I'm gonna keep my hand on it the entire as much as I can.
I had a whole different intro I was gonna do, but then we started talking about that, so it's been a while. You know, they come back for this. That's what they come back for.
For the AMSR.
That's right. Hold on. Closer. It's got us 10,000 new followers.
I was gonna say that's going on the Patreon as a bonus, as an AMSR bonus. That's going on the Patreon.
I had never actually seen a video, and there's one fine ass girl that I keep posting on my story randomly on Instagram. Mm-hmm. She's like a young Gabrielle Union. I can't think of her fucking name right now, but I found her on TikTok months and months ago. But fine black girl, like fucking gorgeous, man. Beautiful fucking original Gabby smile from back then, where you're just like, oh god, I can't look away from this woman. She did an AMSR thing randomly, and I'd never seen one. She did it on Instagram. It was one of the random videos. She was like, hold on. That's what Brent's talking about. Like, yeah. I knew already, but I never actually seen anybody that I knew or like followed doing it. So it's funny to see her reactions. I was like, I still don't know why people watch this or why they give a fuck, but also
they say it's not a sexual thing, but
right,
it is a sexual thing.
But she's really fine and she's doing that, and I felt myself watching it like, man, it was only like a 15-second clip, so it wasn't like I was sitting there watching this long ass video like she's eating a banana.
Now, mind you, I kind of get it, because when I was a kid, there were things that like I liked the sound of this or the other, and there's still things that I like the sound of heels against like a tile floor.
That's different.
Or like
that's porn to me.
Like
I told you, Ms. Lane.
Like an office, like hard, not even hardwood, but like, you know, like a bank floor.
Like my fucking floor in here.
Like a bank floor.
This
like
tile shit right here would do it. If you got heels on here and you walking. The only problem is it's not long enough. Not a long enough stretch for it. Yeah. But if it was, this is the kind of floor you're talking about. Craziness.
It taps into this lizard brain thing that we have where certain sounds.
I don't have reptilian brain.
Certain sounds, yeah, you do.
Stop it.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
You do.
Don't say reptilian brain to me. Lizard brain, don't say none of them.
Lizard brain, reptilian brain, all that shit. Yep. We've talked about this before, about the shit that...
I can't hear it if we're talking, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're confusing... The few listeners that we have, we're confusing them. Because they got to turn up their shit and then turn it back down immediately and then turn it back up. I hate doing that shit. We're confusing them. So...
I'm going to stop, I swear.
Doesn't it ever... And we've talked about this before, how much it bugs people, how much it bugs you, some of the shit that's the most popular shit.
Yeah.
In different places.
Yeah.
Like, there are these people that... So, there was this one, Andre Black Nerd Comedy. You've seen him, right?
The Big Nerd, our Get Out video.
Yeah, so there was this one video he did, and I found this video because I went down a rabbit hole because I'm watching Half and Half on Netflix now. They have it on Netflix.
Is that one show with the two hot women? One of them's real busty with the curly
hair. Rachel True.
The flat one. Yeah.
Never aged.
Oh,
never. She still looks exactly the same.
The girl with the curly hair, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same. She's still bad. Super
and
bad.
she was so.
Super bad.
You know, this is the best way to describe Jen to you. You know who Jen is personality-wise? She's Rachel True on Half and Half.
Okay. All right.
It's probably the best.
I have to go back and watch it
with a little
more.
more anxiety, but she's
2020. Everybody has more anxiety.
But she's the curly hair chick from Half and Half.
I like the curly hair chick from Half and Half, if I remember correctly.
I'm rewatching it and I'm fucking falling in love with her. I'm like, oh my god.
I think when I was younger,
fall in love with her.
It started off. I was in love with the other girl at the beginning of the show.
The girl from Smart Guy.
Right, that's where I know her from. So I was in love with her then. And then I started watching, and I was like, I really like this other girl.
Yes,
she's really bad. Like as a kid, I was thinking that like, she kind of hey.
Yeah.
By the way, Quiet as It's Kept. That was still UPN at the time.
Yeah, they were on UPN.
Had a little run, man. That little stretch of black shows. Those were solid black shows, and they're still on BET to this day.
For the most part, they were.
They were solid.
The casting was interesting. This is one of the things I noticed. They didn't cast the typical looking people.
They didn't, and they didn't care. It didn't seem like
they had a thing for big head people. UPN had a thing for casting people with giant heads or giant foreheads at least. Look at Girlfriends. Tony, Lynn, they both had kind of big foreheads.
Does that bug you?
William,
big foreheads?
Like in a woman?
Yeah.
It all depends on how it looks. Like every
it's proportion. Yeah,
that part. That
you
part
can't have like
depends.
A forehead this big and your eyes this small down by your chin.
Right. like Sasha Banks' forehead wouldn't bug me so much if she wasn't wearing a wig.
Did you see her at?
If she wasn't wearing a wig.
Her return with a little neck brace against.
Yeah, that I didn't like how they played that.
I liked how she. Looked.
I didn't like how she played it.
This is strictly misogynistic. I really loved how she looked on the return.
She
looked really like. She'd been hitting the gym and like she was on it.
Well, yeah, but that outfit was also
sexy as fuck on some leader shit.
Aaliyah actually. It was Aaliyah. It looked like somebody did a comparison and it wasn't Aaliyah. It was
from the one video. With
it was
an
homage to an Aaliyah outfit.
It makes sense. Don't say homage to me either because it's homage in my head, and also don't say it.
But yeah,
that shit was sexy. I saw that one. I was like, "Ooh!" I remember that. It was the video with Timberland, and I remember the whole scene and shit. But I was looking at it, I'm like, "Damn!"
But the only reason Sasha's forehead bugs me is because she wears a wig in the ring and has to adjust it all the time. Like I wouldn't care if she wasn't wearing the stupid fucking wig.
Well, it's not her fault. She didn't have that originally.
She doesn't have to wear the wig.
They gave it to her.
You know she didn't want that shit.
You know she
don't have to wear the wig.
But my thing is, I don't give a fuck about a big forehead, honestly. Some of my favorite girls when I went to school had big-ass foreheads. I feel the urge to call them out right now, but I'm not going to call them out by name because that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Because they may be sensitive about that to this day, I don't know. But I was like, I kiss all over that big-ass forehead. I don't give a fuck. Don't make no difference to me.
Honestly, that big-ass forehead really only matters to the women who decide that they want to continue that lineage and have to push that big-ass forehead out. That's who it really should matter to. That's who it really should matter to.
What's wrong with you? Just answer the question. What is your problem, Mr. Banner?
Like, listen, I'm looking out for the ladies now.
Also, where the fuck did you learn how to fold? Why is that so right? Why did you do that so well?
Just because I know how to do it.
Where the hell were you raised? Old house ass motherfucker over here. I gotta watch you.
I was raised by a single mother who basically, when I was 8 years old, was like, yeah, you're gonna learn how to cook and do your own laundry.
You went to Catholic school, huh?
I did not go to. I did go to Christian school, but I didn't go to Catholic school.
I knew it.
But that has nothing to do with school. That has to do with there was only two of us in the house, and
I mean, I know how to do my own shit too.
And my mom at a certain point got tired of doing all the fucking chores.
Oh no, my mom was on my ass. She made me do all my stuff.
So she was like, "You're gonna learn how to cook, and you're gonna learn how to do your own laundry."
Single parent home, same shit, but I don't fold like that. Like my mom was never the technical person. She was never with the techniques of these things. Like I'll go to other people's houses, like, oh no, baby, you're doing it all wrong. You got to do this and this, and I'm like, not in my house. That's not how we fold in my house.
Yeah.
You just tuck them in, you flip it down, and look, it's folded. And then you pop it, look, it's open. It's just like yours. It's the same thing. No. You got to do 10 more steps. Like my aunt's house was like that.
There are some people that are super OCD about that.
Sir.
I've run across them.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Like I've had there's
that's micromanaging.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, I don't think there's women I've dated, but there are a couple people like maybe moms or something like that, maybe aunties who are like, where'd you learn how to fold it? Blah, 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 blah. This is how you fold. I'm like,
Kate, one of those.
I'm like, it's folded. Who cares?
Yeah,
like it's not balled up. It's folded.
Right.
Who cares?
I didn't do this.
Right.
Shove it. I used to. That used to be my move.
Right.
When I was like 5, 6, 7. Yeah. No, I'll put it away. Shut that motherfucker in the crease.
Now listen. I'm not completely OCD. I have my moment.
I have my moments. I freak out
I did laundry a couple days ago. It's still in a pile on my bed.
What does it mean when your hand itches? Isn't it money or something?
Your palm itches. It means money.
You mean you got a bug bite if you get an itch right here?
Probably.
All right.
Fucking probably.
Never mind. Continue. I just want to make sure I had no money on deck.
Probably. There was a spider that popped up in my house the other day. I'm like, you can't be in my house, dog. Like, you cannot be here.
You know how this shit was when I got here. That surprisingly, I think I moved the spiders out. Man, I killed so many of them, they disappeared. But now I'm starting to get other bugs.
Oh no, it wasn't a spider.
Like
it was something else. It was almost not like a silverfish, but it was something. It was a black thing that was almost like is the
centipede,
long
millipede.
Not even a mill. It was something that was like, oh, you definitely can't be in my. And it just came through underneath the screen door. Like it wasn't. Like I saw it come in. I'm like, you cannot be here, dog. Like you gotta leave. Like not even leave. I'm killing you. Right. I'm not even going through the trouble of getting the cup and taking you out. I'm fucking killing you.
Yeah, it's a couple things. Like I think some of the neighbors may have bugs because all of a sudden, like my place is still the same. Like you see, it's still clean. The cleanliness level is exactly the same. Yeah. Yet for some reason, all of a sudden, I'm starting to get bugs, and I'm like, I don't have bugs. Like I don't understand. They die every time I see them, but nonetheless. So I think the maintenance guy is coming to spray, or the owner or whatever. He's coming to spray like this week at some point. 'Cause I'm like, I don't know who's causing all of this and why they're coming to me now, but I will have none of this. Like, I work way too hard in here to keep this shit looking right. Like, I honestly can say, I can guarantee you don't have many times you can say you come in here and this place has not been put together. Like, no. And I'm a single guy living alone, and this place stays pretty much put together. And I have my moments where shit is like, oh, my clothes are just here. Like, some days I don't leave the couch, and it's just everything laid next to me.
You know what's good. You know what's actually good for me is the Instagram account. It's a real 200 because I film my workouts. Yeah. So I can't have my place looking. Now, there might there's a couple things like there's like a computer bag that's on the floor or whatever, but I have to like clean off an area. To do it, and I have to make sure that area is relatively clean most of the time. And if it's not, I have to do that before I start shooting. Yeah. So that helps at least a little bit. The biggest thing in my house is actually like dust. I don't know where the fuck. It's just dust.
This place is like that too.
Like I sweep, I Swiffer the shit, and then almost immediately it's still dusty on the floor, and it's really just all. I don't know. It really started. I don't know. COVID. I don't know if it's all just COVID on just landing on my house or whatever. I don't know what it is.
My fucking AC unit right there collects dust at a rapid pace, but it's so hot. I have it on all the time. I'm not shocked by that one. But in my room, I have the ceiling fan running pretty much all the time because I never want it to like just be completely dead hot. But that shit, the amount of dust that ends up on those floors and those rooms for whatever reason is unbelievable. I'm like, yo, why is this shit like this?
So let me ask you this, as a single man. How much notice do you like to have before a woman comes over to your house so you can make sure that it's presentable? It's woman
now or then.
It's woman presentable.
Now or then.
Start with then.
Then give me damn near like a couple days. Like let me know beforehand. Like I want to make sure because I had a whole different level of like I have a standard for myself that I'm always okay. For the standard I have in my mind, I would want more time. At least a day's notice typically because I wanted to know that it's as clean as possible. Like I wanted it to be presented a certain way back then, especially because it was like, you know how the 20s are. Nothing's guaranteed, so anything could set the mood up backwards. Oh my God. Oh my God! It's not like they were coming here with a knowledge of what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yo, the 20s were really on really on that Daniel Bryan shit. They really were on that Daniel Bryan shit.
What does that mean?
The women were fickle.
Oh, yeah, no, super
They
fickle.
were fickle.
Yeah, no. Their fickle nature was different.
Any fucking little thing.
Super different.
But,
anything can set it off.
But also, that's one of the benefits of being black and having, like, cousins and older uncles and shit. Like, they would hip you to some game shit.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if a woman was coming over, my bathroom is and was always the first place I started to clean.
Yep.
The first place.
Because people always be like, oh, I gotta go to the... Oh, shit.
Right.
I didn't clean my bathroom.
Right.
I'm like, nah,
that
never
the
happens.
First place that gets the work over.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I have a bathroom thing where I freak out all the time if I start saying stuff. Even me being in here by myself, I know for once it's nobody else. It's just me. But the amount of dust that pops up randomly, I be like, how the fuck? I just wiped this. I'm not even using the fan.
Yeah.
There should be no.
Yeah.
Like, where's this shit coming from?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no air. I'm like, where's the air coming from?
Right.
So then I'm like, all right, I'll wipe it again.
I haven't had the screen door.
The window
like,
ain't been opening. Like, I stopped using the window sometimes, so I just open this door if I want to like air out the bathroom from the shower heat or whatever. I'm like, bro, it's crazy. But for me,
that's another thing.
That's my pet
airing
peeve.
out the bathroom for a shower because that mildew,
it'll get it like a motherfucker.
Will fuck your
and
shit
if we're
up.
talking about back then, I didn't know that. But it was a
every
different
time
coast
I hop
too.
out of the shower.
Different coast too, though. You have to think about that because out there the temperature is different, and we got central AC, so it's a little different in the bathrooms. The AC will come in the bathroom, it'll dry it up itself.
Okay.
Out here, you got to think about that shit.
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
actively open a window, do this, whatever.
Draw the curtains all the way open
Draw
so
the
they're
curtains,
not.
yep.
So later in the day they're not still wet.
Yep. Because that shit, man, I moved in here. I was like, how the fuck is the curtain still wet? I'm like, what the fuck? How is that possible? Like, water and gravity should take care of this.
Yeah. Yep.
But for some reason on the West Coast, that bitch be like, stop. Get to the bottom. No,
So
stop
now,
right here.
Now,
Give me an hour, maybe 30 minutes. I don't need time because most of the time my shit is clean anyway.
You got that technique where you can just go through some shit, wipe some. Same.
Yeah, like right now, you can't. As long as my dishes aren't above that line, I feel good, right? So like it's like right now I have maybe 2 plates in there from the day that I didn't clean yet, and then like today, a rare occurrence, my bed isn't made because I was just like, I really slept last night. Like I was like, I'm not getting up until I have to get up.
You know, and with my bed it's a little bit different, but you know, the good move with the bed is that I figured out that doesn't take a whole lot of time. Is you just have the sheets. You know how you have like those shoots, those boudoir shoots where like the blankets.
Don't say boudoir to me.
Where the blankets, where the sheets aren't made, but like the blankets are like not. You know what I mean? Like they kind of look almost sexy, but the semi not really made.
Yeah.
Right, just kind of like throw it over and like leave it. That's the look. So I don't have this. I don't do the immaculate corner thing. I just throw it over the thing and have it look just kind of like rough, like American Beauty with the petals and shit flowing down or whatever. It just kind of looks sexy on the thing anyway. 2 seconds and you're done with that. But you're right.
Comforter, pop, spread, pillows, done.
Like most people,
that's the extra sheet right now because I haven't put my blinds up or the curtains up yet. Like that's the middle sheet because middle sheets are a headache. That's what causes all the issues.
Yeah.
Plus, it's hot like a motherfucker out here, so I don't have central AC. I don't need no middle sheet. I'm not trying to bake and turn into a fucking cooked tray by morning.
Right.
Like, so that shit is tossed to the wayside anyway. And I just didn't want nobody peeking in here on me no more.
Yeah.
So I was like, put this up until I get the blinds, which is hood, by the way. I typically wouldn't do this, but it can't be seen from the outside, so fuck it. Yeah. And it makes my morning extended, like it's longer. If I want to stay dark longer, I come in here, I'm like, oh, it's still night out here.
Yeah.
I'm good. But I'm getting them blackout curtains soon. I'm gonna have them everywhere in this bitch. It's gonna be dark as fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. At this point, I don't necessarily need too long.
Give me just a second.
Do the setup.
Okay. 1 second. Hold on.
We're back to how do we even AMSR?
That's a good almond.
A little bit softer. A little softer in tone. No, when you're talking.
Oh, got it. Yeah, you're right.
Why don't you tell us what you're tasting here, Trey?
Oh, there's fresh almond and deliciousness all around it. I don't know what to say. Finish this up so we don't have to do this again.
What's the texture in your mouth as you're tasting it?
Never ask me about the texture in my mouth again.
It's nice and gooey. Some caramel.
Look too much.
Or caramel. I can smell peanut butter. On it as well. There's some almond.
Stop talking, man. No damn peanut butter. This is delicious. You had one of these?
Not the almond one.
This is the best one.
Well, yeah, because it's not crumbs all over the place. The original one is just a bag of crumbs.
Man.
I used to do the original. I used to do the original ones so often, but they were just bags of. But they were the best tasting ones.
The granolas.
Yeah, but they were just bags of crumbs.
You want to try one?
No, I'm good.
Come on, man.
I'm good.
It's better people.
I ate before I got here.
Just taste it.
I had some chicken before I got here. I'm good.
Just taste it.
I had some of that Yardbird before I got here.
Just taste it.
There's none left, actually. I'm good.
I got a whole thing.
I'm good.
God damn it, people.
This doesn't need to be the AMSR episode.
If you want to see Brent taste it, just tell him to open his mouth. I'll put it right in.
Pause?
Accepted. All right, anyway, I don't even care. You were saying something.
Say pause, Granddad. Say pause. Pause, please. Granddad, please say pause.
By the way, I went back and watched Barbershop and Barbershop 2 this week. I fucking love Ice Cube. He is, like, you know how we hate Tyler Perry?
Wait a minute. You can't love Ice Cube right now.
Okay, what's going on with that, by the way? I have no idea what's happening.
You can't love Ice Cube right now.
I heard about that. Somebody killed him. I think Joe Budden, they said, killed him, but I fell asleep on that part. What's happening with Cube?
So this is the slight. We're going to take a slight political turn here. We don't normally do this.
I do it.
Matter of fact,
time.
we try to avoid to do this.
Not me. That's Brent. I'm out here.
But we are going to do this.
All right, what's happening? Because I don't know.
Ice Cube is involved with this plan for Black Americans, right, to try to help Black Americans, right?
I like it so far.
The news broke that he's working with the Trump campaign on it.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, because Ice Cube went on Chris Cuomo's talk show on CNN and talked about it, the truth is he had this plan. He didn't reach out to either party. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden's campaign reached out to him and said, we love what you're doing with this plan for Black America, but let's hold off until the election's over. Trump's people reached out to him and said, we love what you're doing with this plan for Black America.
Let's do it
Let's talk about it now. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. And when people heard with Trump, he's talking to Trump about, they got all up in a part, which I can semi understand because that's part of the reason why I got put in Twitter jail.
I figured. I didn't ask you completely, but I figured
part of the
that's
reason why
what
I
it
got
was.
put in Twitter jail. We can talk about that in a second.
That's why even listening to this information from you, like, I need to check my research.
We can talk.
I'm thinking in my head,
we can
like,
talk about that in a second.
It's Brent.
But yeah, and Ice Cube is like, yeah, I got a plan. I'm working with the person that's in, or the people. Right, that are in charge of this plan to help us get what we want. What's the problem?
And people blew up because it's Trump.
People blew up because it's like, okay, but he's also the president.
Right. He has pull. He can do shit.
He's got pull.
End of the day, he can do stuff.
He's got pull. He can do stuff. By the way, talk as much shit as you want to about him. I do. He's plenty of shit to talk about. But you know what else he did? He worked with Kim Kardashian West to free non-violent drug offenders from fucking prison.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
From prison, that offenses that they were put in jail for, in part because of the crime bill that Joe Biden wrote.
Well, here's the thing. I was gonna say, I always thought more of that should have been done during the previous reign.
Obama did near the end, but he was very quiet about it.
I know.
But first off, it was near the end, and he was very quiet.
No, I know. Bill Clinton did too. His last years, like his last year, he did a lot, which is typical Democratic thing. But I did like the Kim Kardashian Trump pairing of getting nonviolent offenders out of jail. Like I like we talked about it. Her rebrand or whatever.
Yeah, like how the fuck does she have a brain all of a sudden?
You know what's funny?
After 20 years of not.
She made. Relax.
Are we live?
Don't do that.
Are we live right now? Are we live?
Don't do that.
You know I fucked her in the booty.
Don't say, are we live right now?
Are we live?
Fucking.
Yo, Sway, are we live?
It wasn't Sway. It was Breakfast Club. Charlamagne.
Yo, Charlamagne, are we live?
I think he said Envy. Yo, Envy, we live.
Yo, Envy, we live? Fuck Fabulous, we live?
That motherfucker.
Man, oh man, that was a 24/7 special on the cable channel.
M killed that shit. He just started making noises.
I listened to that shit today. That shit got me through my last set of reps. I was like, yeah, I'm a rap god, nigga. Come on.
You know what I've been low key looking at, by the way? Speaking of reps. Because I got this garage, I've been looking at a treadmill, a weight bench, and
you got to deal with the fucking ventilation in that fucking.
I'll just leave this door open.
Yeah, okay.
No, if I'm gonna trust me.
Trust and believe. No. Death box.
Hear me out. The
that
way I work out.
Death box.
Yeah. The way I work out though, it won't be no. Oh, we in here for an hour straight. It'll be like, I bust in for like 20. Then I get out, and then I might come back later in the day for like 20.
I was gonna say you might as well just sit in there and call it a sauna.
Right.
You might as well just sit in there with a cup of water and call it a sauna.
Whenever I record a record, that's what happens. I go in there, it cuts all the loudness out, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, that's why I ain't recording in 6 months. It was too hot.
Yeah. No
hot.
shit.
Yeah, no, I'm staying out here. But Strip came out great. It sounds great, but no.
Actually, low key, I'm not doing anything with. I've been saving them because I was thinking I was gonna do some noise canceling shit in my place. You want the fucking egg cartons I've been keeping to fucking soundproof some shit?
Maybe. I mean, that shit is pretty. It's pretty good though. Like in there, just in general, that shit's not bad. And like I was talking about the place to record potentially, it's set up for that. Like it is a studio type setup, so the quality in there would be phenomenal. I already know.
Anyway.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. Just remind me to talk about that.
Yeah.
Forget. We're gonna keep.
But yeah, that's why motherfuckers were on Ice Cube's tip. Now, why I'm in Twitter jail?
wait. Let me respond to that thing first. So Ice Cube, I personally don't have a problem with that at all. I don't think that's an issue. Mind you, I want to look it up because I read your Facebook posts all the time, and I think you're a trickster and a manipulator of words all the time.
I'm a trickster?
You're like one a politician, basically.
What am I, a Marvel villain?
No, it's a DC villain.
What am I, low-key?
He's a DC villain. It's Trickster from The Flash, actually.
Oh.
He's just like the Joker, basically, but from that...
I was thinking low-key, or... Actually, I was thinking of Kerplixer, whatever, DC...
Don't say Kerplixer to me. I don't know what that means.
That's a Batman villain that just changes shit around.
What's his name?
His name is Kerplixer.
Stop making noises. No. But yeah, I don't have a problem with Cube doing that. I think that's smart.
Yeah.
But anyway, while you look that up...
Yes.
And then you could tell the Twitter jail thing, but... I was going to give Cube his props for being the exact opposite of Tyler Perry to me. Like, how I look at Tyler Perry movies and I hate them, even though they're black and independent. I'm like such not a fan of them. I hate them so much. I was thinking about Ice Cube's movies and how damn near every movie he's made, I'm like, this is the kind of hood I grew up in. Like, not exactly, but the way we felt. And no, he's really good at embodying what it felt like to be a young black male or a black male in different parts of their lives through his movies, like Barbershop at the beginning where he's trying to start the record studio and he got shit and he's like, oh yeah, it comes on and that shit just starts smoking. He's like, oh shit.
Mr. Mixplik.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Wait, show me a picture. Click images. Unpronounceable.
Like nobody really fucked with him.
Yeah.
Like nobody really fucked with him.
He's Kazoo, basically.
Yeah, nobody really fucked with him for a long time, and then the internet, like in the last like maybe 5 years, like
people weird.
Here's a villain.
Yeah, people weird like that. I like stuff like that. They may need to do that to compete with what Marvel got going on right now with Spider-Man. By the way, I don't know if you've been following the upkeep of what they.
I haven't.
That shit getting crazy. They getting crazy. They just signed Jamie Foxx back.
I did hear about that, but why?
But he's not the same Electro.
Good.
But he's gonna be the same Electro.
Bad.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If you take Jamie Foxx, right?
With him playing Itsy Bitsy Spider on the fucking... Get the fuck out
it's not that version of him because he's not going to be blue and he's not doing all that shit. So they're already changing shit. You know how J. Jonah Jameson popped up in the last one and he had no hair?
He wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, he was different. It's going to be like that. So I'm like, okay, I see where they're going with it. I'm in and bag right now because I fuck with Jamie. I do, and I know he could do that role a lot better, especially the version if they use the version from the cartoon.
You know what made me fuck with? You know what made me fuck with Jamie Foxx?
What?
Like for real.
And Living Color?
No, I wasn't a fan of. He had that one bit in Living Color.
Wanda.
But what made me fuck with Jamie Foxx? Not Wanda. There's some other.
I was never a fan.
But there was this one concert he did. And this was like one of the early viral shits.
I know what you're talking about. Where he's wearing the blue shirt and shit.
And he did the melody. He did the medley at the end. Yeah. I need to have you next to me.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I was like,
this motherfucker can sing.
This motherfucker is. He can sing. He's talented. He's doing jokes in the same. I'm like, God. I'm like, this cat.
That's how I felt.
It's honestly a kind of a surprise why his music career didn't take off until he had that one Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, Lil Anita shit. Like he had like 2 or 3 albums out before that.
Oh, I know, but Kanye.
But nobody was fucking with him.
It's because he did the
music.
Kanye.
But he could sing like a beast.
It's hard to take him serious though in that era because you gotta understand how serious people were with music back then all the time.
True.
Like,
late '90s music. True.
I was talking to Faith about this a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about me in persona as a rapper, and I was telling her like, I don't take myself too serious, but in my 20s when I was on the rap scene, I had to take myself that serious because other people wouldn't take me serious. I'm out there like, yo, what up, though? Hey, man, I'm straight. And I get on stage like, keep pushing through the turmoil because that's what life is. You got to struggle to the... They're like, yo, who this corny nigga? He can't rap like that. You can't get on stage and rap after you was like, hey, what's up, bro? Yo, man, you want to go get some... You know what I mean? First off, it's not my personality. But when you're that comedy guy, you can't go from that to like... bars, and it's like you're supposed to be serious. It just didn't work back then.
Well, I mean,
it didn't work.
Well, I mean, honestly, M changed that a little
for
bit,
white boys.
At least for him.
He changed it for white boys
because he was
dudes.
able to go from comedy shit to psychotic shit.
He's the only one though. You couldn't do. Redman is Eminem basically, but he didn't get the same push and the same pop. It was just like, oh, this black dude's crazy. Fuck
yeah.
Put that CD down.
Yeah.
Get away from that
well,
CD.
they put him in a whole bunch of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And just called it a day.
Right, because he was a character, but it was like they didn't.
They tried to get him on that acting tip.
And Kendrick kind of has the same thing. He's done that lane of like, I can make different voices, I can kind of change shit and do all this different inflection and whatnot, and people accept him for it. But if you watch Kendrick in his normal interviews and shit, Kendrick's not a character. He's not crazy over the side. He's real calm. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, okay, that's when the lights come on. And now people have kind of differentiated that. And it's the same thing with like Donald Glover. Jamie Foxx, Donald Glover, people like that have made it where it's like, this is fine. You know what I mean? But prior to that, it was just you had to be this level of cool. Just like, yeah, man, I'm a rapper. I got my fresh outfit. I got my jacket. I got my new shoes, my this, my that. Like the way I dress now, how we were talking about it with the first date episode. It was nothing like that back then. Like, I had to be fresh every time I stepped out. Like, if you look back at my old clips, I was clean as fuck because it was mandatory for people to pay attention to me. If I'm gonna get that big spot, I gotta look the fresh. I got this new fresh Run DMC. The fucking haircut is fresh. The new hat, the new jeans, the new this, the new shoes, the new that. Because if I didn't, nobody was paying attention. It was hard enough to get attention anyway. But if I didn't do that, I won't even get booked. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's the biggest deterrent that was holding Jamie back then because... How you gonna pull that off, man? You were dressed up like Wanda, and I'm gonna take you serious as an R&B singer?
Yeah.
As an R&B singer? You were Wanda.
I mean, but his
Wanda,
voice...
Bruh.
How could you deny that
I
voice,
agree.
though?
I agree.
That voice was ridiculous.
I agree, but you know how that is, man.
I
you
do.
know how that shit goes.
And it was live, and that was the other part of it was that it was fucking live.
Room full of people.
That he was doing that shit.
Right.
You could hear panties melt.
Right.
You could hear
it was like,
the actual melting of panties.
Sizzle.
You can actually hear the melting of panties.
Yeah, he had some stand-ups back then that was just ridiculous. But it was just like, this guy is way too talented. Like, you just see it.
Yeah.
He did it at the ESPYs, too, when he hosted the ESPYs, and he was joking LeBron them.
No, fuck that LeBron shit. When he was singing the serenade to
Serena.
Serena.
That's what it was. Not LeBron.
My
it was Serena.
God,
yeah.
how she did... How did that hookup not actually happen?
And he did it 2 years in a row.
How did that hookup not actually happen?
2 years in a row. He did a remix the next year.
How did that hookup not actually happen, though?
That shit was amazing.
How did that hookup not actually happen, though?
You got a man crush? I think you got a man crush.
Not man crush. Not man crush.
Okay. It's okay, Brent.
Not man crush. But
I'm crushing on Jamie too.
But the talent was undeniable.
His talent was way too high.
And honestly, Serena should have been having Jamie Foxx's babies at this point. From that shit.
Drake got in there instead, which was crazy. Yeah, Drake bagged her for a little bit.
Did he actually bag her, or was he just hanging out with her like he was with every other female celebrity?
I'm pretty sure he bagged a lot of them female celebrities.
I don't think he did.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
Drake's a fucking sniper, man.
I think he was bagging a lot of groupies. I think he was bagging a lot of, hangers on or whatever.
Porn stars.
But once you actually got to celebrities, I don't think, like Rihanna and them, they weren't fucking with it. No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Bro, he had her.
Did you see that award ceremony speech?
That's what ruined it.
That award ceremony speech where he was like, she was like, oh, I love it.
Let me tell you now.
Like that shit.
Let me tell you what happened.
Fuck out of here.
Let me tell you what happened now.
Bag that shit at all.
Because I know you don't know this.
Bag that shit at all.
Let me tell you what happened. Prior to this is what you missed.
They were hanging out for a while.
No, it wasn't hanging out, though. It wasn't just hanging out. They had multiple hit singles, and they were on tour together. Like, Rihanna does this thing when she's with somebody where she pops up in the cities, right? Okay. So you see her, like, where places she's not supposed to be. Like, what the hell is Rihanna doing here? And then you see somebody walk by, oh, it's that person, or oh, it's this person. I see what's going on. And then they, like, scene around the scene, right? So with Drake, it was happening like that consistently. Like, everywhere he would be, she would be, or everywhere she would be, he would be, and he was really like pouring it on heavy. So on stage now, they dancing to the song, they grinding on stage, they doing all this shit. People like, okay, this looking a little different than what we been seeing from her with other people. Then I remember them kissing on stage. That shit happened too, where it was like, Drake's finally got in there. He's broke through a wall. You can see she's just melting on stage, like gushing and shit. Right up until the MTV Awards where he did that shit. I've loved you forever. Robin, I actually was just watching that not too long. I think I watched it with my cousin when she was here, and
how much of that beforehand was just the act to help sell the gimmick?
For her or for him?
Both, because that shit. Well, for her.
For him, he meant that shit.
I know he meant that shit. I know he meant that shit. But for her, because that happens all the time too, where you see people together and the you're supposed to think they're together. Or
she's a savage.
Or they may even come out and say they're together, but real life they're
Rihanna's a savage from all signs. All signs point to her being a savage. Like, since all that shit went down that we got into a huge argument about, she's been just unleashed, and she does what she wants. She says what she wants. Oh, you mean
Ocean's 8? Yeah.
That movie was amazing. So we did get into it about that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
We did get into it about that. But I liked her better in Smoking Aces, though. That was better. She was the same person, though. Basically, she played the same role pretty much. She was like a
I remember that
person.
title. I don't remember that movie, though.
Movie's not bad. It's pretty good. They had another one, though. I don't think the second one was as good. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point being, a notification on, what was that? Podbean?
Stop looking at your phone.
Can't help it. Keeps lighting up. I'm rubbing my eye now. So really got in there. It was something itching. So, so I don't think she was faking by any means, because it's just not how she rolls. Like, she don't care. So you could see it as it was happening, because at first it was kind of like, I don't want to do this, because if we do anything in public, it's going to look, people are going to start to assume. So she was really chilling, and then progressively it just kept happening. I'm talking like course of 6 to a year until that happened. Like, you could see her melt.
But you and I both know that that's used a lot of the time. Well, you and I both know that that's used a lot of the time. That energy, that tension is used to sell shit a lot of the time.
Yeah, for
right?
Sure.
It's the appearance of that shit a lot of the time. So
Absolutely.
you're of the opinion that Rihanna was really feeling that shit until
100%.
Until Drake simped himself on the MTV Awards.
100%. Because he went too far. I'll give you a prime example, Brent. Today,
the look on her face when she, oh my god,
so,
it was all over.
So awkward.
It was all over.
But the thing is, I literally today was reading this girl's post. Mind you, I've been off Facebook and Instagram and all that shit for about 2 weeks, right?
Which is a good thing to do for your psyche sometimes.
I had just done it and I needed to do it again, so I deleted them again. I said, no, it's not time. Delete.
It's a good thing to do for your psyche sometimes.
So when I left this girl that I had been like cool with, we had a rapport, attractive white chick, sexy, but back home. She's in Virginia. So there's actually nothing there, but we exchanged dope messages. She's like, you're so handsome, blah, blah, blah. Like, I wish you were here. That type shit. But never, we never went into no depth or whatever, blah. But we always talk. And she popped up with a boyfriend. And I was like, no way to possibly get mad at that by any means. But it was just kind of like, damn, one of the dudes kind of broke through finally, right? I come back today. First time back. Haven't been on the socials. All right, fellas. Here's rule number 1. Don't say I love you after a week. That's number 1. You don't do that. You've gone too far. The reason I bring this up, Brent, is because that's what Drake did. He went too fucking far. Rihanna was feeling him. She gave him the opportunity. And then he said, you're my dream girl. I love you. I never felt like this about nobody. I mean, Robin, let me just tell you, Robin. I love you so much, Robin.
Don't use my government.
Right. She already said.
Don't use my government.
She already said, if you ask her for a picture, you can never get the pussy. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. If you walk up and you're like, hey, I want to take this picture, I will never ask for a picture if I ever meet Rihanna. I promise you. I will never ask for a picture. Please get away from me with that camera. Please. I need you to take me serious, baby.
Yeah.
Because I swear, that shit was so funny to me when I saw this girl's post, and then her response, she posted his entire message to her, and she blocked him.
I know she did.
She blocked him, Brent.
I know she did.
Brent, blocked.
I know she did.
She just was dating this motherfucker last week.
She did. I know she did.
That is some savage shit.
I know she did because I've got friends. I know she did.
Bro, that was so savage.
I've got friends that have been blocked. I know.
Brother, I told her.
I know it.
I went right to that post. I said, listen, I found a picture. I found a gif of a dude in a freezer. He was like, and I was like, girl, you a cold piece of work. I said, you a cold piece of work for that one, because, you are fine. And I get why homie liked you, but god damn, you a cold piece of work for that. Because, damn, he tried to give you the he said, listen, baby, he gave her such a heartfelt breakdown. And she said, I got to block this motherfucker, man. He too in it. I said, damn, what did you put on that nigga? What kind of shit? And it was a black dude. It was a black dude on a white girl. I said, God damn. In a week? She got a brother saying I love you in a week.
Listen.
Do you know how long it takes us to say that?
Listen.
Woo!
Listen.
She put that strange
neither
on.
one of us has any right to talk about black dude and white women.
The fuck?
Neither one of us. The Hotep. Hear that, Hoteps? You hear that, Hoteps?
Yeah. Whatever that means. I still don't know what that means. He told me one time.
Those are the people that came at us on our Get Out review.
Who are they though?
The Hoteps. They're the ones that call
Twitter?
white women cave beasts.
Okay, got it.
Talk about white people having tails and shit.
That's the craziest shit ever, by the way.
Yeah. So So the moral of that story is don't be Drake in that situation. Like don't profess your love in the first. Like you're not in grade school. All right.
Right.
Like that shit goes out the window in college.
Right.
And here's why, because that's when all those emotions are really intense and they feel like the best, they feel like the most important things ever, and you feel that love immediately, right? And you gotta do it. Like that's when you gotta do it, and that's the time in your life when you get your heart broken the hardest.
Oh, so hard.
The hardest.
Because when you say it, you mean it.
And then you come out of that.
You meant that shit.
And whatever happens after that is probably the person you're going to be for a significant portion of the rest of your life.
That's true. That's what happened to me. That's who I am now.
You're probably going to be that person for a significant portion of the rest of your life.
That's one of the better points you've ever made on the podcast.
Because I lived it, bro.
Say it again, Brent.
Because I fucking lived
Brent, double that point back. Y'all could just rewind, but he should just say it again because that shit was real.
Because that's the hardest you're ever going to love in your life. And whatever however that situation ends, when you come out of that, that's the person you're probably going to be for a significant portion of the rest of your life.
And you're going to use a big part of the next part of your life trying to make sure that shit don't happen again.
Never again. You're you're going to at least 5 years of never again.
That's literally how long it took.
Never again. At least 5.
You will probably literally take steps and miss people. Because of that, you will miss good people right after that.
Say that again.
Because of that,
say that again.
You will miss good people right afterwards because you're so hurt from the last one. You just see the greatest ones just because they were all into it, but you like, no, I can't do that, baby, because I did that. And look, you see me? Like I'm getting goosies right now. You see my arm? This shit just hit me because it's real. You be like, did I fuck that one up? Was that me? Like it couldn't have been me because I just went through this, but maybe I did.
That's one of the things that happened with me and Jen.
Boy.
That's one of the things that happened with me and Jen.
You were still hurt awful?
We didn't communicate properly. Mm-hmm. There was a window where we ideally were pretty much looking for the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. But we just didn't communicate it well. Because we both were fucked up. Mm-hmm. I know I was. Mm-hmm. From whatever situation we were doing before. And now we're looking for almost slightly. It's just askew. Mm-hmm. It's just off.
Hurt people.
It's just off. So we can't. It doesn't
quite
fit
match
now.
up.
It doesn't fit now. There was a window where it did.
Yep. You know what's crazy about that window? Craziest thing about that window is that that window can change your whole life. Like that window, if y'all are at that point and y'all are in the same mindset in that time span. Everything could be perfect right there in that moment. Because honestly, God truth, with Pittsburgh, there was a time. There was a little tiny sweet spot right after I moved back to Virginia and right before she got in her next relationship where it was like, we probably could have made it work right there. It was like a 2 to 3 month period that if we had been around each other, I had such a vibe for her and she was still hot on me where it would have been like, boom, to the moon. Perfect. Nobody's too hurt. Everybody's good. Let's go. Mm-hmm. But then you miss that window. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you're just trying to fight back to make that shit either fit or you're trying to reposition back to where it was. And you can never really do it because both of y'all have changed.
It's like throwing a pass. You have a window where
true.
your receiver's in that spot.
Yep.
And if you're a second off, there's a defender.
It's gone. It happens on 2K.
Or if you're too early, it doesn't hit. Or if you're too late, it doesn't hit. There's a window.
Yep.
There's a spot where you can hit it, and you can hit it perfectly, or you don't hit it at all.
Yep.
There's another girl who I was with for better part of a year. Mm-hmm. T. Mm-hmm. She and I, honestly, again, communication. Now it ended. The way it ended was like she was the one like just before all like the financial shit really crashed that she looked at me and realized that the financial shit was crashing, and she changed the way she looked at me after that. But before then, there was a window where if the communication was better and she was able to tell me it was about kids, the communication was better, and she was able to convince me, and I was able to listen enough to think and know that she actually didn't want kids.
Right.
Because she went through this whole, like, she froze her eggs. She's a little bit older than me.
Right.
She's like 3 years older than me. But she froze her eggs, right? So it was like, oh, she really wants kids, and I really don't want kids.
Right, she means that shit.
Right. But she still hasn't had kids.
Right.
So it's like I think she wanted the option of it, doing it or whatever. Yeah. But like there was that lack of communication, that miscommunication, that not believing what I'm being, you know what I mean? Like that little thing that
when you can't quite trust them.
Right. That prevented us from going forward, from saying what we really meant. Near the end, the very last night, she asked me to tell her that I loved her, and I told her that I loved her. I actually meant it. She didn't believe me.
Of course not.
I meant it. I actually felt it for a while.
But you just didn't.
I couldn't say it.
You should have said it in a week. That would have helped.
Yeah, that's exactly what I should have.
That's how we got
I should have said it in a week. I should have said it in a
here.
week. I should have said it one weekend. I should have been like, girl, I love you.
And you know what happened with me?
I should. But you know what? The last person I saw say that in a week was fucking Martin Lawrence, and we saw. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Between love and hate.
That shit was dangerous. He shouldn't have said that. That motherfucker was crazy. That's still one of my favorite movies.
A moment of passion can lead to a lifetime of pain.
It's real. It's real, too. Floating in the water and shit.
That was Regina King, by the way, was in that movie.
Oh, I know.
That was Regina King, was his actual love interest in that movie.
Oh, I know.
And she was still bad then, too.
She was.
On that basketball court with little Martin Lawrence fucking showing him up with the fucking alley-oop.
She was, with the backwards head.
Lord.
Yeah, she was
Brenda
bad
Jenkins from 227, Regina. You know, she's now like a producer. She's like producing like a whole bunch of, she's like doing like multi-billion dollars. Like, can you?
She's been killing it.
She has been murdering the game.
She's been working on ABC on a low.
She has been murdering the game.
What's that show on ABC everybody was in love with? This Is Us or some shit. It's one of those.
Is that ABC?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was NBC.
They could be. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of those two networks that I know she was in one of those type of shows, and it just took off. And it was her character that was the main. And I know she was like a writer or a producer or something on it.
She most recently she was in Watchmen.
Oh no, I know she's on Watchmen. I started watching that actually.
I watched like the first maybe 4 episodes.
I finished the first one so far, and it's crazy as fuck. And I was like, whoa. Okay, I need more time.
She was dope in that shit.
That's what I've heard, and well, that's what
she's always dope though.
She is. She has a good track record.
She has a really good Poetic Justice,
right?
Dog.
Yo, I forgot she was in Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice.
Yeah, that's crazy. She was the best friend, right? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I kind of forgot about that. And that's one of my movies right there.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit.
She was also in fucking How Stella Got Her Groove Back. She was in all that shit.
Poetic Justice is my shit. I've been wanting to watch Poetic Justice all week, and I was thinking about a completely different movie when I said that. I was thinking about Love Jones right there when you said Poetic Justice for some reson. But she was the best friend in Poetic Justice for sure. Like I said the right thing, but I was thinking about the wrong movie. But she's always been solid.
Shout out to fucking Regina King.
Is this your love section for this episode?
Hell yeah, I've always loved Regina King. Since the Brenda Jenkins days on 227, I've loved when she had. We talked about this before. When she had the 3-foot long fucking bang on her forehead. I've always been in love with Regina King. Yeah. Always.
She has been fine for a very long time.
Fine and talented.
And talented as fuck.
Talent is such a fucking turn on.
It is. I'm the same way,
such a fucking turn on. She is talented. She is fine. She is together. She is on her way to being a fucking mogul.
Would you
seemingly out of nowhere?
Would you tell her in the first week?
No. No, sure? I don't want to drake that shit up. No.
Is that what we're calling it now?
No, I don't want to drink that shit up. I'm gonna pretend like it's nothing to me.
You got to.
I'm gonna pretend like it's nothing to me.
When you're dealing with a star,
yeah,
that's the only possible. I think.
What was that Eminem line? Off of fucking Rotten Pieces. That's great. With fucking. I'm not phased. I hang around big stars all day. I don't see what the big deal is anyway. You're just plain old Marshall to me.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, girl, run that game. Haley Jade, I love that name. What's Rotten Piece? What's that tattoo? What's that say? Rotten Pieces. That's great. Yep. Same thing. I'm not phased. Regina, I'm not phased. I hang around big stars all day. I don't see what the big deal is anyway. You're just plain old Regina to me.
You know what's funny though? Like when I was meeting celebrities and shit when I worked at the radio station, I always told them, I was like, I won't be starstruck. Like, I'll be fine until we get to starlets. When we start meeting people that are female celebrities.
Video vixens?
No, I wasn't worried about video
vixens. Was Vita Guerra popped in and you lost your shit?
No, this was 2008. Now, mind you, if they'd have got me when she was popping, I would have been like 14.
What was the name of the show you were on?
I was on, it was Z Morning Zoo and Z104. So that was overseas. What are you laughing at?
Because I've been listening to old.
Don't do that.
I
ain't like that smile.
I've been listening to old.
Don't smile at me like that.
I've been listening to old Opie and Anthony episodes where they did Jocktober, where they featured.
You showed me that. That's
where
why
they
I know about
featured morning shows and blasted the fuck out of them. And then what their listeners would do would go to their website and trash their fucking website or their Facebooks. And I swear they did Z Morning Zoo once.
They probably did.
I'm sure they did.
It was very popular.
I know they did.
Yeah, that shit was super popular.
I know they did.
Like, super popular.
I know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look it up. I know they did.
They're top, like, 100 type radios in the country. They were, like, one of those big ones. So I wouldn't be shocked by it at all. Yeah, I was on that shit. Like, intern, obviously, but that's what I worked for a couple months. And when I met all those different celebrities, luckily I never met no female celebrities. They didn't come in, because I can imagine at 19 or 18, however old I was, 18 or 19, man, I would have been a mess in that motherfucker. I can't imagine meeting like Beyonce or Rihanna or somebody walking through the station at that point. Boy, I lost my fucking mind. I'd start rapping right there. Man, you know I rap, right? Yo.
That's who they don't listen to.
You know I rap, right?
That's who they specifically don't listen to.
Yo, I got bars for days. My name is Trey. I need more money. I need a raise. That's the way I did it.
Oops, bow, surprise. Oh.
Bars for the people out there. People don't even know I can rap for real. One of these days I got to start rapping up here. I never rap for real. I am the intro though. Every time we hit it, that's me. So just in case y'all didn't know that. How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here. This was supposed to be a lit year, but instead I'm living out my big fear. Can't remember the rest. Something I can't control. Something's holding us back. Something is in the road. It's making our lives all like we living behind bars. If our love had an Uber rating, it's getting like 1 star and no tip.
It's crazy how they go.
It's a great bar.
You know I used to do poetry, right?
I didn't. That's what I started though.
I used to do slam poetry. I was
slam poetry. That shit is entertaining.
Over at
that shit is super entertaining.
Over at the Poetry Lounge.
I used to go
down there near Fairfax.
I used to go to a bunch of the places out here before in the old world. Like I used to. I know a professional writer. As a matter of fact, as a poet. Like she's published and shit. Monster.
It was one of those things where it was like slam poetry wasn't my passion.
Right.
So I just kind of stepped back because I was in the midst of, and this was in a golden age at the Poetry Lounge where there was just fucking heavy hitters there every week. I mean monsters. Yeah. I mean Saul Williams. I mean a lot of the people you saw on Def Poetry Jam were from there. Yeah. So like Saul Williams would pop in
I remember that
all the time. Malcolm Jamal Warner popped in once.
Good old
and this Omarion used to come to the Poetry Lounge all the time, just kind of hang out. Really dance? Like he wouldn't really do poetry; he would just kind of hang out with his crew.
He wouldn't dance.
Sheehan the poet came. Like you wouldn't necessarily, you may not remember their names now, but like
saw them.
But like you for sure listen to their poetry, especially in the early days of the internet. You for sure saw them on Def Poetry Jam. Like these were heavy fucking hitters, and I was like, I'm not passionate about this the way I am about like pro wrestling or something like that. I'm not trying to be a professional poet. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good. I got compliments on my shit. Right. But it's like I'm not. My friend Darnell, Mr. Poetic, he was a heavy hitter. He was one of the slam poetry team, members, and led them to it, helped get them to a championship and shit. I'm like, I'm not them.
That was always a problem for me. like with things that I was really good at, but I was never passionate about like that, like to that level. It was hard for me to commit on that front, you know. Even though I'm like, if I kept going, I probably really could get good at this.
But that's not where your energy lies.
I don't really care enough to do that continuously when I could just do this. I like poetry, but I like poetry with a beat because I love beats and I'm really good at picking beats, and I see people's reactions and they listen to this more frequently than they would listen to my poem. So I'm gonna do that instead. And what's crazy is I started from poetry, like I said. That's what made me like words. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I see how this is going. I see how this is being pieced together. I get it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then you start listening to music, and it's like, okay. With the tempo, like I said, Mace was the next year. That's what I found the next year, and I was like, he's rapping slow, but it's actually rhyming. So this is poetry. This is poetry over a beat, and it's me putting it together as a kid. Obviously, that's why it sounds so simple, but it's literally like, so it's the same thing.
But it is the same thing.
I'm like, that's the same thing, but
poetry
it's like rhythm.
Poetry is the root of everything.
Right. But now, because I've had to dumb it down so much when I rap, when I go to a poetry read or whatever, a lot of the time I'll be sitting there, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers is nice. Like when I go to, I'm like, I don't even think I can write like this no more. Like,
right?
Can I still write like this?
Right?
Like, I don't know. Like I got all these projects and all this music, and I go out here.
Again, that's old world though.
Right. They do it online now. I was actually at some girl's poetry read not too long ago.
Yeah, they do.
I was talking about. They did a Zoom shit. Not a Zoom. It was Instagram Live, and I was in the comments and shit. But it's crazy. Matter of fact, shout out to the Poetry Lounge though.
They've been around for 20-something years, some shit like that. And I was taken there like by 3 different people who all were like, "You got to come to this spot." Yeah, my cousin initially when I was like 14. My teacher, my English/drama teacher in high school, when we had a poetry day at the school, we went to go kind of recruit some poets. Yeah. And somebody else, and then my friend, I know.
Drink. And then
actually, my friend, Mr. Poetic, we had met through a mutual friend of ours, and then I show up at the Poetry Lounge, and he's there. Not only there, but he goes up and spits and tears the fucking. And we were like, and I go up and I spit. And I'm doing all right. Yeah. And we were like, I didn't know you could do it.
That's always the funnest shit in the world. When you meet people like that and y'all are already cool and you're like, oh wait, you talented too?
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually.
Yeah.
I actually got a story about that. But when you saying shouts, let me shout a couple. Shouts to Kiva Mitchell. She's a beast poet. Shouts to Shaba Fly, another beast poet. And shouts to Victoria McCoy. I know none of them may watch this podcast like talking about yet. Yeah. But I got to shout them out because they're by far the dopest poets that I've met out here. There is one guy, man, I can't think of his name. He dresses up. He's real cool with Shy. I'm trying to think of his name. Damn. Black dude, always dressed real dope. Strong like a motherfucker. Like whenever you dap this motherfucker up, he's like, oh, this nigga strong. He work out, huh? All right, what up? But he wears a little bow tie and a little hat, but I can't think of his name right now. If it comes back to me, I'll shout him out too. Nah. He has a stage name, very specifically stage name, but I can't think of what it is right now. But it's something like strong and I can't think of it. But if it comes back to me, I'll say it. But yeah,
because that sounds like a poet who went to the Poetry Lounge named Shaka.
I can't think of his name. He's got like a little ponytail. Fucking, I don't know. If it comes back to me, yeah. But yeah, for me, a couple other people like in music. For me, I had to happen with Chelsea. Chelsea's one of those people. I met her with the Woodruffs. And Jake, I met through. Obviously, he is one of the Woodruffs. He's the son of my boss now. Yeah. But we were at their gallery for open mic, and I was just sitting in the back. I just got here. I didn't know anybody. I'm chilling, and Chelsea just kept looking back, like, I'm like, the fuck is this girl looking at? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know this motherfucker. She's sitting with a dude at the time. I'm just like, I just got to California. I don't know about gang culture. I don't know why this girl's looking at me. I'm like, look, man, I don't want no smoke right now. I know nobody. Literally, I'm here solo dolo.
You got the Street Profits. You don't want the smoke?
I hate that fucking team. I hate them. I hate it. They came up on the paper.
I'm glad you're not the only one.
I fucking hate them, bro. I swear.
I'm not the only one.
Oh my god. I hate them.
Angelo Dawkins is not that talented, bro. And there's something about Montez Ford that he's just a little too much. He's a little too extra.
Is he the skinny tall one?
He's a skinny tall. He's too extra for me.
I hate that guy.
His facial expressions are too extra.
I hate that guy.
I get it.
Everybody in DNA knows it too.
I get it.
They give me shit. They tag me in the post all the time. I get it. They love posting it.
I understand.
We want all the smoke. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
I understand it.
I get it. That guy.
Because his facials are too extra. God, his wife Bianca Belair is talented as fuck though.
I love Bianca Belair.
And
Bianca's fire.
And as far as like his moves are concerned,
He's good. He's good at wrestling, right?
Yeah, but it's just the other shit he does is extra. Now he can sell either. The way he sells is either really good or really extra. The problem is the amount of extra he puts on shit.
I'm going to watch the match against Andrade and the other dude from Clash of Champions. I haven't seen it yet. I skipped it because I'm not a huge fan of Andrade either.
You didn't miss much.
I'm not a big fan of him either. Like he's okay to me. Like I like him.
Depends on
but I haven't watched enough of it.
NXT and Andrade.
I was a fan of.
Yeah,
but
when they put him in the main roster, they fucked him up a lot.
I haven't been like
they fucked him up.
So when I saw who he was fighting, it was the Street Profits. I was like, oh, this match is made for me to skip. So I went straight to Asuka versus Bayley.
You didn't miss much.
I went to Asuka versus Bayley to get by.
You're not missing much. I'm telling you, you're not missing much.
I promise. I know.
I know you're not missing much.
What the hell? How do we get here?
We're talking about dope ass poets.
Oh, Chelsea. Gang warfare, right? So she's looking back, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm about to die. I don't know who these people are. Like, I'm not about to get no gang fight and get shot outside." So I'm just like trying not to really give her no eye contact. And then she's like, "I'm Chelsea, hi." And I'm like, "What's up? I'm Trey." And I think dude went to the bathroom or some shit, and then she comes and sits beside me. So now she's sitting on my row. She left him. Now he looking back like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I'm like, I don't even know this girl. I don't want no smoke. I'm chilling. I'm just trying to do some music. I got invited here. Like, everybody relax. But long story short, she goes up, she sings, and I'm like, holy shit, this girl is fucking talented. Mm-hmm. Whoa, like what the hell? What? Like I was blown the fuck away. To this day, every single time Chelsea sings in front of me, I'm literally the same way. Like her voice is that crazy. It's just like, you were unbelievable. How are you not the most famous person in the history of the world? Like your voice is crazy.
So let me ask you this. Everything has changed, not just in the past 7 months, but since we were really on that going out and seeing that kind of talent tip. Mm-hmm. And we're both talking about like essentially kind of the same thing. Like the Poetry Lounge and a lot of poetry spots had a lot of the same things with their open mics. Like most people did poetry. Some people tried their comedy. Some people tried to get up and sing.
Right.
A lot of the singers worked, but they were just trying to some kind of open mic. Some people were trying to do their rap thing.
A lot of the same shit. Yeah.
Right. But for the most part, the amount of talent that you saw in those venues, the level of talent that you saw in those venues was off the charts. Mm-hmm. And especially that there was this really sweet ass pocket around the time that Neo Soul was like the hot shit.
I bet.
Where it was just talent on top of where you could go and have a night of amazing entertainment for $5-10 depending on which spot you were at.
They had an open mic that was on Shades of Africa is what it was. Shades of Africa, right
Shades
downtown.
Of Africa, right down the street.
That was one every Saturday. Every Saturday night, $5.
Yep.
Yep, that shit was lit. I went in there and I had to perform.
What does that landscape look like now?
It looks like Zoom. I mean, that's it. Like, honestly, everything is online. Like, everybody's still working from what I could see. Like, the people that I knew that were working, that were serious, they're still working, you know? Like, they can still get booked. They're still getting interviewed. They're still doing stuff. But it's just, I think it's harder to stay sharp when you're not getting to do it as consistently, you know what I mean? Because, like, for me, I can't tell you the last time I performed at this point, because it was a year from the last time I had been out here when we did my video. I think it was the last performance date I had. Okay. That video has been out for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So I haven't
2018.
Right. I haven't performed since then at all. You know what I mean? Like I haven't done a single performance. So for somebody like me, unless I'm messing with people in person, like I perform for people all the time randomly. Like if a girl comes over, I'm playing her new songs, or I'm with my homeboys and I put music on in a car or something. I'm like, hey, check this out. Completely different, but
she just wants to tell you about Prop 22, dog. She didn't come here for all that. She just wanted to drop some fucking literature off and keep moving.
We want to vote yes for Prop 22, right?
I honestly haven't looked into the actual proposition yet, so I don't have an opinion on it.
That's what I told him. I was like, I think I remember it was supposed to be yes, because I think it keeps you contracted workers or some shit. Because
here's the thing with me, and then we're getting a little political again, but here's the thing with me and stuff like that. I don't read the literature. Because the literature on either side can fucking... I actually read the actual proposition and the actual voter guide.
Right.
So I don't... I gotten all that mail
Uber
over the last
sent it to
weeks.
you,
All that shit. Uber and Lyft have been going hard this entire time.
Bro, they
to try to get me to go one way
last year
or the other.
Yeah,
They've been going hard the entire time. I've not listened to or read a single fucking thing.
I didn't either.
Because I actually go in and I actually read the propositions. So I don't know. I don't know yet. I still have the guide. And honestly, because of my reading comprehension, it doesn't take me long to read shit
and understand it.
Right, to read and understand it.
Yeah.
So like I'm not like tripping like, oh, I gotta read it before the thing. Like I can read it the day of and get a legitimate understanding of what it is.
Yeah.
But so I don't know.
Okay.
Long and short of it, I don't know.
I think it's yes, but I can't remember. I have to look at it.
As of recording. Now, by the time this actually hits the airwaves or even the Patreon, I may have already voted on it. I may have sent in a mail-in ballot and voted on it.
Right.
But as of recording, I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I just remember being like, well, I want it to stay the same. That's what I pretty much remember. Like, they wanted to make it union workers or something, unionized. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We don't have
because all that shit depends. So, like...
It does. Depending on how they do it.
So, I harken back to, there was this one bill that came up around 2008-ish. Like, so there was the 2008 election with Barack Obama, right? And then there was another local election pretty close to after that. Mm-hmm. That local election pretty close to after that was about the medical marijuana dispensaries in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. Nobody read it.
It didn't
so
pass.
It passed.
Oh, it did pass.
It passed. Mm. Here's why it passed, because nobody read it. I read it and voted no. Because the thing about it was, it would limit where the dispensaries could be and had all this technical jargon in it about square space and location to other weed dispensaries and their and which, by the way, fed into the local doctrine of the dispensary's location to schools. So you couldn't have, so if there was a school here, you couldn't have a dispensary here, you could have one here. But if that dispensary was here, that could be the only dispensary here for this big radius, yada yada. Right? Nobody read the shit. They just thought, oh, okay. The few people that voted on it voted yes on it because they were like, oh, it helps the dispensaries.
Right.
No, it actually hurt them, and it passed. And I saw where I was living, there was like 4 dispensaries in a small radius. Mm. 3 of them disappeared because they couldn't stay there anymore because this ordinance got passed. Mm-hmm. And the one that was left was the hood-ass one with the security guard out front that nobody really wanted to fuck with. Right. Meanwhile, the hippie one, literally like a block away, had to turn into a vegan restaurant because they couldn't do weed anymore, even though they were the hippie one with the better prices and the more welcoming atmosphere, et cetera, et cetera. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love to slide different things in between the concept. Like, you get the first page of it. It's like the cover sheet of a movie or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, Final Destination. That sounds dope.
Yeah.
I'll pass it. Yeah, let's put that into production.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, dude, yeah, that kind of shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, Sharknado.
All right.
It's an interesting concept. Put it in production.
You got Ian Ziering from this? From 90210 fame 25 years ago?
Put it in production.
Book it.
Oh, man.
So what celebrities did you meet?
I met Common, which was great because Common.
Well, that motherfucker's just everywhere.
Well, he is now. I met him in 2009 though, so it was before he went like.
That was right just before
right before he took off, because then he had Universal Mind Control.
No, because he was already everywhere before then. Because he had started creeping into shit.
No, he did it. He did.
Yeah,
but it wasn't on that
shit.
level yet. It wasn't that level.
People hadn't noticed him in everything yet.
I did,
but he was in everything.
I noticed he was in a lot of shit because I was a huge Common fan. Because he has bars. Like, I'm a good music fan, and Common is that guy.
Come close to
Bro, he had, I can't even think of what the album's called. Oh, man. Now, you going earlier, but it was right before Universal Mind Control.
Nothing.
Yeah, Universal Mind Control. He came when he was on the push for Universal Mind Control, that album. But it was the album before that was the one where I was like, fuck, this shit is hard. Like, right in my pocket of, like, I was starting to ascend to, like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be real good at this rap shit. And then he was dropping that shit, and I just remember being like, this shit is crazy. But fucking, I met him, and that was probably the closest I came to like, oh, you know, because I was like, it's Common. But I just dabbed him up like, oh man, what's up? Man, It's like, you a big dude. This motherfucker like 6'2", too. I'm like, I didn't know he was this. Yeah, I didn't know he was that tall. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker taller than me. Or we like, if I was on my good leg, we'd be the same height. But on my bad leg, I'm like, this nigga actually taller.
Well, I guess he was just as tall as Queen Latifah in the movie posters for that shit. And Queen Latifah ain't a small chick.
He's pretty big. He's bigger than you think.
Queen Latifah ain't
good shape, like,
short.
good solid dude. You like, he about two. I'm looking at him, about 230. He about me now. I'm like, okay, but like, cut up and shit. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. I met Cardinal Official, who was like popping back then. Hell 9, he's from Canada, and he was a reggae dude. Coolest dude I met by far. He was like, hey man, get you a t-shirt, man. Da, da, da. Like the way he did it, you like, I was like, all right. He like looking out for the interns. He coming through, like, what you need, man? I got you. Blah, blah, blah. But he was like, he had a hit song at the time. He was on fire. He had just did a song with Lady Gaga, a remix on one of her shits. It was like, oh shit, crazy. So he was colossal, but he had that humble shit. I was like, oh, this dude gonna make it for sure.
Yeah,
he didn't make it. I think that's pretty much it. Then I met Plies. Plies was on fire at the time. Is my bussy baby. This is around that time when he was like, Plies was humongous. Like he was dropping record after record after record after record. Like he wouldn't take a break. And I remember him coming into the studio and he was just like, yeah, the reason I won't put out a record. And I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga sound like he's super college educated. Like I was super confused because his gimmick was, is your boy Plies, baby? With my bussy baby. He talked like that and I was like,
yo, speaking of super educated motherfuckers that you didn't think is super educated, we have to now call this motherfucker, of all things, Dr. Waka.
Dr. Waka? Oh, is he a doctor now?
He's a fucking doctor now.
I like it.
He graduated and got his fucking doctorate.
That's amazing.
We gotta call this motherfucker Dr. Waka Faka Flame.
I like it. I love it. I love it. I like niggas like that.
We gotta call this motherfucker Dr. Waka.
Yeah, I love niggas like that, man. Did you know you could get a doctorate in movies studies?
You can get a doctorate in a lot of shit.
Right, but nobody ever thinks about it. You always just like doctor this because it's got to be like medical studies. Yeah. But I never I knew that
the doctorate degree doesn't necessarily mean that you are a medical doctor.
And actively, I knew this, right?
Yes.
But I never thought about it. I was looking at some dude on some shit because I was telling you I was watching all this black cinema this week. Yeah. Just randomly looking back at all these movies and shit. And the dude popped up and I'm looking like, no, that girl, no, that dude. I was like, this is the only one I don't know. Well, look at this motherfucker. I clicked on him. I was like, doctor? What? I was like, this motherfucker's a doctor in theater or doctor in old movies or some shit. And then he had a bunch of other producing credits and shit. I was like, it's crazy how somebody could have done so much and you have no idea who the fuck they are. Yeah. Like, no importance at all. I was like, that is insane because he's probably living a baller life.
Honestly, though,
that's incredible.
Honestly, though, the motherfuckers you don't know about are the ones that are the ones that are running shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm looking at his shit. I'm like, I don't even know who this nigga is. I'm looking like, who is this? I'm on my Brent shit. Like, let me look this person up. I can't remember none of the names now though, so I'm not really on Brent shit. I don't remember shit. But I just remember looking and being like, doctor of theater or doctor of old movie. I can't remember how it was worded, but it was old movies basically is what it was saying. It was like, I've studied all. I'm that guy. But I'm like, damn, you could be a doctor of anything. I forgot. That's why Cena was a doctor of thugonomics. It makes sense to me.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, he was. He did go to the University of Massachusetts.
I know one go. Was it like this? Basic thugonomics? Wasn't this the new one? Wasn't it originally like this? I think this was some kind of gang shit. That's why he stopped throwing it up, I'm pretty sure. Because like for the longest time he'd come out and he'd be like and then he stopped and he started doing this all the time. Because he was like, yeah, because I think they looked it up like, I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it was. I take it back. I don't want to do it. I don't want no smoke. Remember I said that in the Chelsea one? I take it back. This is all love for me today. I got nothing but love. No hate today.
Yeah, he was the doctor of thugonomics from the University of Massachusetts.
Do you think he needs to stop and just come back?
No.
Have you seen the commercials he's on right now?
The Hefty commercials, trash bag commercials.
He's in Hefty. He's in all sorts of random little commercials.
I've seen the Hefty ones a lot. The Hefty ones pop up all the fucking time.
I'm sure he's getting a bag for them.
I'm sure. Fucking sure.
Pun intended.
Yeah, he doesn't need to come back. He honestly doesn't need to come back.
You don't think so?
No, he's however old he is at this point. His body is a lot different than it used to be.
Of course.
He's in that pocket
which you can see visibly.
Right. He's in that pocket where he's making whatever money he's making from Hollywood still.
Right.
For whatever he's doing.
He did the voiceover.
Although I don't remember the last thing he's been. I don't remember the last thing he's been in. But
he got signed for Fast and Furious 27.
Oh, did he?
So he's Dom's brother.
Okay, great.
Have you seen that preview?
No.
I have to show you that.
I didn't know there was an actual preview for it. I didn't know they shot anything for it yet. I think they shot anything for it. Did they actually do anything?
I've seen Cena and Dom on camera together.
Okay.
I don't know when I saw this. Did you hear where they're going next, by the way?
Space.
They're going to space, bro.
Going to space.
Did we talk about this?
I don't think we talked about this.
They're going to space, bro.
Going to space. They're going to space.
These are garage mechanics.
Which further lets you know
Brent, they're garage mechanics.
that people are stupid.
Brent, they're garage
because
mechanics.
People have given this series of movies billions of dollars to send them to space.
That's like us, Uber drivers. You know what? We need you to take out the most deadly man in the world.
I've seen this happen in movies before. I've seen this happen in movies before, where you start at one thing and it becomes big, and then you do sequel, and then you just have to keep topping yourself.
That's what happened.
That was one of the main problems with the Lethal Weapon series. Lethal Weapon series, the first movie started off basic enough. They had some explosions or whatever, like they did the action movie thing. Then the second one, they had to blow up his trailer, and he had to be underwater and kill the chick, and all this, that, the other, etc., etc., etc. They had to be white supremacists. And then the third one, they had to fucking... What was the third one? The third one, they constructed an entire condominium center that they put on fire for the final 20 minutes of it, and all this other horse shit, and all these and in the very beginning, they blew up a building on the third one, and on the fourth one, they had a flamethrower and blew up a gas station in the beginning, and then all these other ones, and Jet Li was in it and had to be killed by both of them underwater, and they took down a fucking pier, and all this other, and all these babies had to be born at the same time, and Chris Rock had to get punched by Danny Glover in a dentist elevator, and all this other horse shit. They had to do all this shit.
I'll never forget that kid calling me Danny Glover. That shit will always stick with me.
They had to do all this horse shit because they got it so fucking big. So honestly, at this point, Fast and Furious in space makes sense. Well, they've done 24 of those fucking movies. they lost the one I saw, and this may have been the fucked up part, because the first one I saw, a friend of mine worked at Paramount, got me into a screening for the one where they're in the plane with, I think, Gina Gershon or whatever, and the fucking cars have to fly, whoever the fuck, and the cars have to fly out the thing, and they're having this fucking fight on the jetliner or on the fucking military thing, giant plane as it's in the air, and all this shit's falling out of the sky, and they're in the cars and they're falling out of the sky and all this other shit. And I'm just sitting there watching this like, I'm glad this was free, because this movie fucking sucks.
I believe this is Fast 5 you're speaking about. I own that one. I believe I own that one.
I think it was the one just before Paul Walker died. I'm sitting there like, this movie fucking sucks.
I believe it's Fast 5, where The Rock came in.
Not only does this movie suck, but it's fucking stupid, and it's insulting my intelligence. And
now, you know what it was? That's the one that everybody thought the same thing. That was the one where The Rock showed up, and when The Rock showed up, it went haywire. He picked the man up. Me and TJ, we went and saw the same. Matter of fact, we saw it with our girlfriends. I was with Kate still at the time. TJ was with Ashley. We go together. Of course, we sit next to each other. Our girls on the outside.
Yeah.
We stopped, all four of us, when The Rock physically picked a man up. He picked a man up, Brent, and he put him above his head into the ceiling. Look at me, Brent.
Yeah.
He put him into the ceiling. He picked a man up from the ground. He had thrown him against stuff. He hits the ground.
Now, mind you, this is the movie that after
Brent, like this.
This is the movie. This is the movie that they had to incorporate Tokyo Drift, even though Tokyo Drift wasn't supposed to be part of the other one. So they had to incorporate that one, because I remember there was a scene where two of the cast members were in Tokyo and surrounded by a whole bunch of motherfuckers that wanted to kill them. And Ludacris, for no reason whatsoever, was somewhere in their new Batcave that they got, just cracking jokes for no fucking reason. Didn't make any sense that Ludacris was there. Ludacris and Tyrese.
You know he's a tech genius
were the
now.
two one. Okay, sure.
He was always a tech genius. Apparently,
sure.
He just never told them.
So between the Ludacris special effects, the fact that I had to suspend my disbelief that Vin Diesel wasn't on an apple crate right next to The Rock.
Right. Oh my God.
And the fact that Vin Diesel every 5 seconds take a shot every time Vin Diesel says the word family.
Well, here's the thing.
Actually, don't do that because I don't want to be responsible for your death.
This time it's not just about being fast. That's what's important, Brent. It's not just about this.
Family.
My thing is this.
But we're family. We're family. Drinking Corona.
Right.
We're family.
He was okay. So The Rock was crazy as is, right? He lifted the man and put him on the ceiling. That was the first. No, okay, this franchise is over. Then we all looked at each other. Vin Diesel then fought The Rock. The super cop Rock. Hobbs, a trained monster. He's a fucking. When you call the cops, they call the cops, and the FBI comes. The FBI calls the cops, and The Rock comes. That's who he was. Yeah. The mechanic, Vin Diesel. The mechanic went toe to toe with The Rock.
Wasn't the initial point of that movie they were just stealing fucking cars?
They weren't even stealing cars. They were stealing DVD players.
Perfect.
They were using cars to hijack trucks, DVD players.
Perfect.
Yo, the thing that's crazy is TJ refuses to pay any more money for this and hasn't for a long time. He refuses.
Good for him.
And I keep telling him.
Good for him.
I keep telling him, I can't, TJ. I got to see the next one. They keep going so far.
Good for him.
When I saw The Rock in the most
I was almost stupid enough to pay for Hobbs and Shaw. I almost did just on a lark.
Here's what's
just
funny.
on a lark. I almost did.
Here's what's funny.
I almost did.
I went to see that in the theaters.
I almost did for the review. I almost
because Brent, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. They've disrespected me for years. I don't care anymore. Spit in my face at Fast and Furious at this point.
I think the one thing that stopped it was the one day I was available to do it. I show up to the movie theater and it was right in that gap between So I just went and watched something else.
Well, I've said fuck it at this point. I've just accepted it. It's gonna be rough. They're not lubing up, and I just gotta take it. So at this point,
it's family.
Yeah, it's about family. Right.
Family.
So this time, I said fuck it. Right.
By the way, family is a different search that you would have on Pornhub. That's not a black. That's not a black one. But that's a very popular one on Pornhub.
Super popular. That's true. But I go to the theater, right? And I'm like, oh, they've got superheroes now.
Right.
Idris Elba was a superhero. He's Black Superman. He said it. He said it in the movie. The Rock.
Oh, Idris.
Fell off a building. He jumped off a building. He was holding a rope. He said, we're going to go together. Jason Statham looked at his dumb ass. He slides down a rope, holding on to this motherfucker all the way down the building without getting rope.
This is less than a year after The Rock already did that.
Right.
In Skyscraper, which I did see in movie theaters, and it fucking sucks.
Why would you do that?
Because
at least Fast and Furious, the quality.
Because I was living with Kyle at the time, and
he wanted his
his girl wanted to see. His girlfriend was in the house, and they needed some privacy. I went to the movie theater, and that was showing. That was what was showing when I got there.
Okay, all right, you get a pass. But this motherfucker ain't have gloves on, and then he let go of the rope.
Also in Skyscraper, The Rock had one leg. By the way, I wanted you to remember that.
He turns. Brent, he starts doing this flying squirrel shit, and he grabs a couple motherfuckers, beating them up as he goes through, and he breaks through the glass at the bottom. And I think he landed on top of the person, but he breaks through glass. Mind you, this would have killed him alone.
Yeah,
all the glass everywhere. Gets up like Jason comes out of the elevator like, how you doing? You alright? Like, good. And mind you, TJ saw this movie later. Yeah. And he said, it wasn't as bad as I thought, actually, surprisingly. But it's because in his head, he's already made it a Marvel movie. It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And we joked about the only thing, because the last Fast and Furious movie, he pushed a torpedo. The Rock pushed a torpedo on the ice. He said, take the wheel. He said, what? Take the wheel. He grabs the wheel. He says,
He's the torpedo. He's The Rock.
That shit ran into a car or something. Boom. It's just crazy. I was like, oh my God, he's so amazing. How do you not give him more stuff? This is fantastic. The man pushed a torpedo. He ain't even got the Brahma Bull no more. He still did it. He got it done. Yo, I never laughed so fucking hard. I said, me and TJ said, they racing on ice, pushing torpedoes. I said, the only thing you could do, they drove down a mountain. They got dropped out of planes. I said, the only thing you could do, me and TJ said, they gotta go to space. They gotta fucking go to space. We guessed this 4
But here's
years
the
ago.
thing: people have been joking about that for a while.
I know.
People have been joking like
They've been talking about crossover.
They got to go to space.
Talking about a crossover with Marvel for years.
Well, they were talking about 21 Jump Street first.
They gotta relax.
They were talking about 21 Jump Street. The crossover started because they did the end credits on 22 Jump Street where it was them and MIB.
Right.
And that's where the talk started. And then MIB fell out of favor because of MIB 3 and nobody liked that movie. And so they're like, Fast and Furious, fuck it. Give them Jonah Hill and The Rock together. Fuck it. Just do it. And people were like, yeah, that'd be good. And fucking send them into space and shit. Yeah, fuck it. And then they dropped 22 Jump Street from the equation. Now it's just the Fast and the Furious going to space.
Fast and Furious 18 going to space. And it's fantastic. There is footage of that new stuff though, because I keep seeing more stuff. I gotta look that up. We need to see that before you leave here. I gotta show you that because I don't remember when I saw it, but I was like, "What the fuck?" It's one of those where you watch it, you're just like, "What the hell's going on here?" This is more bizarre than I even imagined it could be. What the fuck is going on? Just everything you see is just like. And I need what's that one shit that I watched? Shit. Double Toasted.
Yeah.
Their review of all things Fast and Furious is the funniest shit in the world. Like, they're the greatest reviewers of those particular movies. Better than anybody. Because the way he reacts when Homeboy breaks through the glass. I'm done podding at this point. I just want to watch that. I don't even want. Do you have anything else? Because honestly, I'm distracted. I can't do anything else anymore. I'm done. I don't have anything. Do you have anything else?
I do. So,
okay, what you got?
It was continuing this.
Okay, all right.
Continuing this thing. The only thing I think of Tyrese because I didn't see Baby Boy. Yes, that's one of the movies I haven't seen that I.
You've never seen Baby Boy?
Never seen Baby Boy.
What? That's crazy.
Is Four Brothers. That's the only thing I think of when I think of Tyrese as an actor.
He's good in Four Brothers.
Is Four Brothers. That movie was good.
Yeah, he was good in Four Brothers.
In general.
I feel like it's overrated, but
I don't think people talk about it anymore.
They do. Somebody was just talking about it on my Facebook. Yeah, like literally a couple days ago.
Because I really like that movie. I remember seeing it in theaters. I really like that movie.
Maybe I need to see it again.
Terrence Howard.
I think I've only seen it once.
Terrence Howard's always conniving ass.
It's the eyes, man. You can't have eyes like that and not be conniving.
You
can't have eyes like that and not be
Taraji
conniving.
P. Henson's in that movie too.
Yeah, they were
She
getting ready for Cookie.
Andre's wife. Andre. She plays Three Stacks' wife.
She plays Cookie.
No, she plays Three Stacks' wife. She plays Three Stacks' wife.
Hey, yo, black people always end up in the same movies together. Like, stop putting us together all the time.
There was a game. There was a mental game I developed. You remember the 6 Degrees of Separation or 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
I remember 6 Degrees of Separation.
So the party game after that was the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, where you had to link Kevin Bacon with an actor in 6 movies. In my head, I actually did 4 Degrees of Bill Cosby.
He was in 4 movies with Bill Cosby?
No, because the link to, for a long period of time, the link to all black cinema was Bill Cosby.
Got it.
Bill Cosby employed a whole lot of black people on his shows and all those, and he was in movies with a whole lot of black people.
And they all blew up.
A lot of them blew up. So, and the black acting community, that back then, this was maybe 20 years ago, 20 some odd years ago, the black acting community was a lot smaller. So you could probably even do it in 3. Most of the time you could do it in 3 or 2.
That's fair.
But 4 was the padding. I don't know what it would be now though. But at the time it was like 4 degrees like Bill Cosby. So yeah, the black acting community then particularly was a lot smaller than it is now.
You know,
now maybe different.
This stat reminds me.
But actually, you could probably still do it with Bill Cosby.
This reminds me of Shaq. This stat, because they did this since 1992, I think, or something like that.
Maybe, of all his teams,
maybe 2000. All his teams. Every year since like 2000 or 2002 or some shit. Shaq has been a teammate of somebody in the NBA Finals every year.
Wow.
Since then, including this year because LeBron just won again. Now, mind you, LeBron is a lot of that stat because he was in the NBA Finals like 10 times.
Right.
And him and Shaq have been teammates. But then Kobe has 5 of them.
Right.
And then Dwayne Wade has a couple of them.
Right.
So then it just keeps going. Like there's all these like, oh, there's that one person. Oh, nope, there's one more person. And it's always Shaq. Because Shaq played for like 6 teams at the end. But it just keeps going. It just won't stop. Like I don't know what the hell Shaq. He's Bill Cosby of the NBA.
Who would it be in black cinema and TV now?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Other than Tyler Perry.
Oh God.
It would probably be Tyler Perry now.
It's probably Tyler Perry. Because he's produced so many films.
Inexplicably has employed a lot of really famous black actors.
And now he has the studios. That looks fantastic, by the way. We've talked about that before. Bro.
Inexplicably. Like, a lot of, like, heavyweight black actors have gone on his bullshit movies. And it's like...
money.
And it's like, it's like, you're Maya Angelou. Why the fuck are you in a Tyler Perry movie?
Because he had the money.
I guess.
People like money.
I guess.
I just don't understand
You're
why the
Cicely
writing hasn't
Tyson.
gotten better.
What the fuck are you doing?
I just don't get
what are you
why, like,
doing?
Why can't, like, when products aren't better, that just makes me mad. I know that sounds like a stupid statement.
No, it doesn't.
Why not
no,
just make the product better?
Trey, listen to me.
It feels like Trey, it's a stupid statement.
No, Trey. No, listen to me.
Okay,
and actually, this could lead into my fuck you. This is going to lead into my fuck you. This is going to lead to my fuck you. My fuck you goes out to the people that don't demand better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Demand better. And by the way, you don't even have to do a whole lot to demand better. Mm-mm. All you have to do to demand better is not give your fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. Not give your vote. Not give your money. Mm-hmm. Not give your time.
It's true.
To subpar shit.
Yeah. It's true.
Like you don't have to do anything. You have to not do something to demand better. You have to not make the effort to pay your money.
Yeah.
To bullshit.
Relationships too.
Relationship, all that.
Stop
just
doing something.
Don't.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't. Like, here's how you demand better. The person that is giving bullshit wants this cup. Here's how I demand better.
Give me that cup.
That's how I demand better. That's it.
What, do you want something better?
That's it. Yes. That's all. That's all. And for all the people that have made Tyler, we're just going to use this as an example for an all-around, Tyler Perry a goddamn motherfucking billionaire.
Tyler Perry, my guy. My guy, Tyler Perry.
Demand better.
I got so much love for Tyler Perry.
Fucking demand better, goddammit. What are you doing? Why are you giving your time and your energy to nothing? To subpar shit. Because you think you have to, because they fit this demographic or that demographic or this, that, or the other.
Yes.
God damn it, think objectively, think for yourselves, and just don't because when you do that, because it's not a victimless crime. When you do that, when you give your money to subpar shit, we get more subpar shit. And the good shit doesn't have the option of getting that money to help support them and help them flourish and help them grow and help send more good shit to you. I'll give you an even better example. Musically. People talk shit about trap music a lot. Yet trap music is still very popular right now. Mm-hmm. You know what people didn't talk shit about? Neo-soul and conscious rap. Guess what? Neo-soul and conscious rap at a certain point wasn't making the money.
Yeah.
That bullshit was.
Uh-huh. Big facts. It's true.
And that's why they died. Mm-hmm. Or are in a refractory period right now.
Yeah. It's true. You know what I find?
That's my fuck you.
You know what I find hilarious? You were not with the fuck you segment before.
I like the fuck you segment.
But the last 2 episodes, I've realized that this may be a better segment for you even than for me. Because I just say fuck you so often that I don't have this built up.
No, I wasn't with you saying fuck you to our listeners.
They deserve it.
To our 5 or 6 listeners that we fucking have.
Listen,
I'm gonna get you fired up because you got the fuck you segment.
Fuck them, Brent. Don't make me say it to the fans again. That's the only thing that gets me hyped like this.
That's what I wasn't with.
You know what? I gotta do it again. Brent didn't get it. All right, guys, you can blame Brent for this one, but
don't blame Brent for this one. You gotta fuck you.
I don't know if I do. I feel pretty good today. I was asleep at first. Now I'm really awake. I think I will say fuck you to all the apps that keep messaging me about voting. Yeah. I am registered. I have been looking at ballots. I am doing research. Please Allow me to click the X at the top of the screen one time on your app.
And that be it.
And it just be gone. I have already committed to voting. I am going to do it. Please just leave me the fuck alone. I'm getting text messages from Democrats and Republicans. I don't know how they got my number. And they're like, do we have your vote? Bitch, I don't even know you. You're not even on the ballot that I'm looking. Where are you at? Why are you texting me? Stop. You will not be messaged anymore. Then 2 days later, it's a different one. So I'm like, yo, fuck you. Stay off my goddamn phone. I'm busy as shit. I don't have time for this shit. So that's my fuck you section. It's to all the apps and all the people that keep texting and calling me, asking me to register to vote and asking do they have my vote. When that's my decision to make. I don't have to tell you shit. So leave me the fuck alone and get out of my goddamn DMs, get off my applications, let me talk and do my OnlyFans in peace. That's the last thing I need. I needed to pop up on OnlyFans like, did you vote today? Like, bitch, stop. I'm trying to look at some ass right now. Can I just look at peace, please? Can I look at ass in peace? This is my fuck you section this fucking week, okay? Damn, I didn't have one, but goddamn, that's been bugging the shit out of me.
That's a good one.
It's been bugging the shit out of me, too.
That's every fucking time.
Like, I'm legit mad right now. I just forgot about that.
X and it doesn't, and it,
bro,
all the
every
time
I open the app, it's at the top. Every time.
And sometimes it won't let you click the X.
Right.
It acts like it's in a different spot.
And if you miss it, somehow you go to something different. Now you're on a different page. Now I got to go all the way back.
Yeah.
Man, I'll stab a fucking app. I swear to God. Woo. Man, fuck you. All right. Yeah, I say a segment is better for you, but as soon as I find one that really peeves me, I remember, and I'm like, no, this is my section. I love it.
Oh, we didn't even talk about how I got fucking put in Twitter jail.
Yeah, how did you get in Twitter jail? This will be the last story, because we're about to go to 3,000 again.
We're about to go to 3,000
again.
So
whatever that is.
So
130.
So I'm on Twitter, right? And Kirstie Alley posted on her Twitter that she was voting for Donald Trump. And so Democratic Twitter was talking about some people were like, okay, so they put a meme with Trump sign in front of Kirstie Alley and Biden sign in front of Shelley Long. And so now Twitter's acting like Shelley Long was the most popular female on Cheers when decades of that show being off the air and even on would resonate that most fans actually like the Kirstie Alley years, but they decided they were going to do.
Makes me laugh.
They were just gonna make the comparison just to make the comparison.
I can see what the basis of you being triggered was, so it's already making me laugh.
But so that made me think of the Golden Girls, because there's a pretty famous line among Golden Girls fans where the Golden Girls get a maid named Marguerite, and Sophia talks about how she put the whammy on Shelley Long and she was gone, and before Marguerite leaves, she thanks Sophia for getting rid of that skinny white bitch. That skinny uppity white bitch.
Uh-huh.
So I retweet that quote with the picture of Marguerite that says, "Oh, so Biden is the uppity skinny white bitch," right? Quoting from the Golden Girls episode. Twitter jail.
You should be in
Twitter jail. And
lock his ass up.
Here's why I'm in Twitter jail.
Lock him up.
Here's why I'm in Twitter jail. Because the person, I know why. Because what I said wasn't anything wasn't anything ridiculous. It was because somebody on that thread was like, "Oh, he's anti-Biden. We gotta put him in Twitter jail," as opposed to just fucking ignoring it. So that's my fuck you segment part A. Fuck you to that person, because I know what happened. You just got politically butthurt when you didn't have to, because my post wasn't even about politics. It was a Golden Girls quote. With the fucking picture of the chick that said the fucking Golden Girls quote.
You love baiting people, though. You were asking.
It had nothing to do with that. I was quoting Golden Girls. It was a Golden Girls quote.
You are not.
It had nothing to do with politics. If I wanted to get into an actual political conversation with the person, I would have gotten into a political conversation with the person, because I have over the past months. But honestly, this past couple of weeks, I've decided I'm not engaging in political conversations with people online
Mr. Banner,
right now.
Mr. Banner, can I ask you a question, Mr. Banner?
Sure.
Would you, by self-definition, label yourself as a troll, Mr. Banner?
No.
You would not label yourself as a troll, Mr. Banner?
Because most of the time that I post something online, I actually believe it.
Mr. Banner, you don't bait people into these debates.
No.
Are you sure, Mr. Banner?
The person may feel baited, but here's the difference. A troll post something just for a reaction, right? A lot of times when I post, sometimes.
Right, Mr. Banner. I'm gonna ask you again, Mr. Banner. Are you sure, Mr. Banner? Remember what you told us on the last week's episode about when somebody asked you, "Are you sure?" Okay.
So, a significant amount of times, yes. A significant amount of times, yes.
I'm dead.
This time, not. But a significant amount of times, yes.
All right.
You know what?
Fair enough.
You know what?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's
you're
all.
right.
That's all I was trying to establish.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough. Fucking fair enough.
All right. Look, man. Where can they find you? Other than Twitter right now.
Oh, shit. Right. You can't find me on Twitter for the next, I think, 11 days.
Oh, wait. I got a part A of a fuck you too. Hold on, wait, time out. Because he just said that. Yo, I got suspended on 2K for like 20 to 30 minutes. They suspended me for 20 to 30 minutes because I quit 2 games. I quit because my whole team quit, and it was just me and my homeboy on the team, and we didn't have no point guard. There was no point guard, no
live,
2 guard, no
live
small.
on 2K?
Yeah, we were
live
online.
games?
Yeah. Motherfucker suspended me for 30 minutes, and my boy, for whatever reason, didn't get suspended, so he was still playing, and I'm like, how the fuck am I standing here? They just punish me? I'm a grown-ass adult. Don't you ever punish me and put me in no suspension. Look, you can see my character. Oh my God.
Did that remind you of when you were playing video games as a kid and your mom was like, Trey, I think it's time you got off. No, because you're getting too mad at it. No, you're getting too mad at it. No, get off the game. You're getting too mad at it. You're not having fun. Get off of it. I heard you in there yell. I heard the controller hit the floor. You're getting too mad. Come off the game for about a half hour. Come on.
Never in my life have I felt so fucking violated than a game that I have spent like almost $200 on this year alone. It's been out for like less than 2 months, and they put me on a probationary suspension. Yo, fuck you, 2K. Okay.
Oh my God.
That's part 2 of fuck you, because that was fucked up.
Oh my God.
That was fucked up. I didn't like that shit at all.
Oh my God.
Fuck y'all. All right. Now I'm sorry. Where can they find you, Brent? Fuck you for that, 2K. I ain't deserve that shit. Travis deserved it. He told me to quit. I just quit before him, so it made him look better than it made me look.
Oh my God.
So fuck that. Fuck 2K and Travis. You deserve a suspension, not me. You do.
For 30 whole minutes, they put you on timeout.
Bro, they put a
31-year-old man on timeout.
I'm literally looking at the game. My player is there, and I'm looking at the little blue dot, and I click it, and they say, warning. You are currently suspended for quitting games. Remember, when you quit, this is bad sportsmanship and this and that. I'm like, what about these little white boys saying nigga and shit in my ear when I'm up here? Man, you don't shut the fuck up with this dumb shit, 2K. I will kill you.
Yo, these video games have gotten out of control. PlayStation's gotten out of control. You know they did the new update on PlayStation 4,
yeah, it's breaking all of them. I know.
It's breaking a lot of them. But also they have a thing in there where they're listening to your...
I heard that.
To your shit.
They're listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, that's...
PlayStation.
Like, come on. Like either we're all playing the game or not.
You, PlayStation.
We're playing the game or we're not.
Can you hear me? Fuck you, 2K.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Is this the mic? Fuck you, 2K.
I don't give a shit what some player in Korea at 2 a.m. is saying to me as I'm fucking either dying or shooting their shit or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Right. So stop recording me and stop listening to everything I say. Punk ass motherfuckers. Ever suspend me again. That's some bullshit. I forgot all about that shit till right now. As soon as you said it, for some reason, Twitter jail was funny. But as soon as you said something about suspension, my brain was like, wait, what? That happened to me recently. And I was traumatized. It was a weekend. You know how hard I worked during the week? And I get to the weekend, y'all can suspend me?
Yeah.
Ayo. It's like, my boy was weak. He died because he on the court giving them buckets. I'm like...
And like, was your character just standing on the fucking court?
I'm looking at the court. I'm standing beside the court just looking.
Oh, you're not actually on the court.
Can't get on it. They wouldn't let me get on the dot. So I'm just sitting there like... my little backpack and my outfit. I look all cool and shit. I'm just sitting there like...
Yo.
My rating all high. I'm like, you know how much money I spent on your fucking game? I'll fucking kill 2K for that. Don't you ever do that bullshit again. I swear to God, 2K. I go upside your head, bro.
Like, yo, like these game systems ask us our age to begin with.
Right.
If it's over fucking 12, shut the fuck up and let us talk as much shit as we want to.
And on top of everything else, if I fucking quit, that's not my fault. It should be an option for the team to vote. Okay, we're getting our asses whooped. There's a certain point limit. There's this, there's that.
May not even be. Quit. That may not even be. Well, I mean, if you actually do the thing and say quit, maybe. But also, it may not even be your fucking fault. You may just have Spectrum, and your shit fucking
that happens too.
Fucking kills you.
That happens too. And my biggest thing was, if you're playing a game, my friend was playing as a small forward. I was playing as a center. We were playing against a team of 5 people who still had their point guard and their shooting guard. The players that were left from the other people quitting, their players were bad. So whenever they would bring the ball up court, the other team would do this and take the ball away from them, so we could never get the ball. And if we tried to take the ball up court, our players weren't good enough either because we were bigs, so we need to be fed. You need to set it up and then hit me. If I can't do anything, why the fuck am I going to play from the first quarter all the way to the fourth quarter when we're still in the first fucking quarter and 3 other people have quit?
That is sportsmanship, though, Trey.
That is bullshit.
You have to sit there and get your ass whipped.
You know what sportsmanship is? Good sportsmanship is giving those guys the win without them having to play all the way through. That's good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship is being able to say,
I lost. You got this one. Right. Congratulations. You guys kicked our ass.
Tap out.
Right.
Is being able to tap.
Or at least let me switch. Like back in the day, they used to let you switch to different positions. You could be like, all right, I'm subbing this person. Like, get to a point where I can sub in my point guard that I'm not playing with right now, and I can leave my big in maybe. Leave my big there. He'll be my computer guy. I can sub down to my point. Great. Now me and my boy got the right players to play off. Now we probably bust y'all ass, actually. But in this version, no. But that was my tangent at the end. Where can they find you?
You got any good vibes?
Not after that shit. I'm pretty pissed.
I'll send a good vibe out.
Go ahead. Send a good vibe.
I'll send a posthumous good vibe.
Don't say posthumous. That's a bad vibe for me.
What
the fuck does that mean?
To the late great Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I've been watching. Means they're dead. I've been watching.
Posthumous?
Yes.
He's dead.
Yes. I've been watching
that doesn't sound like
old primetime wrestling episodes on the WWE Network, and the chemistry between Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon is fucking addictive. I have started binging that shit just to see Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon
you do like some
talk shit to each other because they're so funny and so fast and so quick. And so good and so natural.
They were on a podcast already.
They really were. They really were. 30 years before
it was even
any podcasts were a thing. They really were. They were just sitting there talking shit to each other.
Yeah, those kind of commentary teams are awesome.
And occasionally, and the best moments were occasionally when Bobby the Brain Heenan would actually break Gorilla Monsoon and Gorilla had to start chuckling.
You know what, Gorilla Monsoon?
Because Gorilla would be talking so much shit to him, and then Heenan would say something, and then Monsoon would... Like he would just be like he just couldn't he couldn't hold
like that was too ridiculous.
He couldn't hold kayfabe. He couldn't hold character.
Right.
So yeah, that's helping me. That's helping me get some shit done and get through some shit. Is just watching. And actually, some of the matches on there were really good too. But yeah, sitting there, they really are. But sitting there watching them, they're really fucking good together. So shout outs to the late great Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon.
All right, during that time, it gave me time to think of my good vibes. All right, my good vibes section, two people as well. Ice Cube, who I started to talk about earlier, because I've been watching all.
He's canceled.
Not for me.
He's canceled.
This is my good vibes, and he is not canceled. Ice Cube, shouts to you for making movies that are relevant to black people in general and actually feel realistic to at least my life experience. I can't speak for everybody.
Ride Along really spoke to you, did it?
Not that one, for real. But you get what I'm saying. Most of his movies that are independent films, the independent shits that are in his chamber completely, that shit. And I actually do really like Ride Along too, actually. Both of those movies are funny as shit. But that's not what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So I was watching Barbershop
22 Jump Street really spoke to you. Just really hit you right here.
I do like those movies too.
Really,
I like those too.
Movies are
but Friday, Second, Third, like all of those are dope. Yeah, I just love movies that are relatable yet not super over the top polished, but they have a feel because it makes you feel like as an independent creator that you can make some shit like that. Like I feel like that's some shit I could actually create myself, and I like shit like that. that's why early Tyler Perry movies actually worked so well, because he was doing the same thing, still different way outside of my realm.
I saw Diary of a Mad Black Woman. It fell off a cliff pretty fucking fast.
Brent, I just said outside of my realm, not my bag, right? Like some people, I love Napoleon Dynamite. A lot of people hate that movie, but it's that kind of independent bag.
I watched it. I didn't get it.
Think it's the funniest shit in the world.
And everybody thought it was, and I was
no
watching.
Budget.
I just didn't understand.
The motherfucker made millions because he had no budget. He made millions. Independent film. That kind of shit. So shouts to Ice Cube for that. And there was a second one. The Joe Budden podcast. They're back. And thank goodness for that, because they were off for 3 weeks. And I thought I was losing my fucking mind when I would pop up on a Wednesday and I'm listening. I'm like, what do I listen to now, right now, today? Saturday would come around. What
Joe Rogan.
The fuck do I listen? No, fuck Joe Rogan right now. I'll say that for another one. But Joe Budden, thank you guys. Maul, Rory, Parks, Savon, all of them. Shouts to them, because they are fucking hilarious and they keep me entertained. When I have nothing to listen to, pop them in my headphones. I listen to old episodes. I listen to new episodes. If I'm not listening to us randomly, like putting on one of our old joints, I'll put on one of their old joints, and I'm just in the zone, because it's just funny. Listening to the guys talk shit is always funny, especially when they're entertaining guys. So those are my two good vibes. Shouts to both of them. I love that shit. I think it's awesome. Also, these segments that I came up with, they're fantastic. I love that they're part of the podcast now.
They actually, I guess.
Technically, I didn't come up with both of them. I came up with the fuck you section, and you said we should have good vibes because of my Matt. Yes. But technically, that was me too, so I'll take it. Shouts to Brent too, because Brent's doing a lot of work putting us everywhere on all these different streams. Like where, Brent? Where can they find us, by the way? Because you're killing it.
Fucking everywhere.
Because we got a link tree now.
We got a link tree. Go to the link tree. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to the description. All the links are there. If you're not watching us on YouTube, if you're listening to us somewhere, that's great too. Go to our link tree. It's basically Linktree Get Here Pod. So
it's linktr.ee/GETHEREPOD.
Right. That's linktr.ee/Get Here Pod.
Linktree/Get Here Pod.
That's right. And that's where you can find all the links to everything, because if we sat here and gave you all the links, we'd be here for another hour.
He did it one time. Y'all should go back and look at it.
Where can they find you?
I might put that on Instagram, because that shit was hilarious. He read off 20 minutes of fucking links, and I was looking at him like, I'm never going to do that.
No, the last time we did this, we didn't have all the links to everywhere.
Was that when the lady was here? When the ladies were here? Because I think that might have been the episode where I was looking at you.
There were a few of them, but we didn't have all of them yet. Like, we didn't have Stitcher yet. We didn't have iTunes yet.
But you read off you read off too many.
We had so many.
And they were all different.
We had too many.
You were saying it like people were ever.
We had too many. Yeah. So just go to the link tree.
Y'all can find me. Y'all can find me at 1989 TRE on everything except for YouTube, because YouTube hates me, and also Snapchat at VA2NY, because I was supposed to move there, but then
build a link tree.
So
build a link tree.
There, and there's a move here.
Build a link tree.
And then you can find me on YouTube when they don't hate me at TRE72289.
Build a link tree. You can find me at Surreal469 on everything. And if you want to talk shit about my fat ass to help me get in shape, my accountability Instagram is Surreal200, so I can try to get to 200. And that's where you can find us. And he's sitting here doing the Macarena or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Play. I feel like I got hit by coke or something.
Me to have you next to me.
Start killing this shit. Hey.
More ways than one.
Hey man, we have done 2 extremely long podcasts.
Yeah, we have. These are the longest we've done.
This is by far
legit the longest we've done.
Both of them. This one's longer than the last one.
Yeah, it really is.
So I can say it again. This is the longest podcast.
And we started with basically nothing to do the podcast on.
On both.
We've gone,
on both of them.
Gone.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had a couple topics to start with, but I didn't think it would be that long.
I had a few too, and we didn't hit any of them.
You want to do another one and hit that one?
Nope, it's 11, and I've got work in the morning. I've got a busy day.
No, it's closer to 11:30.
It is.
Anyway, we're getting the fuck out of here. Say what you got to say to end this shit.
Hit it.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.